With so many different events going on each and every week, one is guaranteed to put you at the edge of your seats. That's right, it's here at Street Fighter League Japan. Obviously, we got ourselves quite the competition going into it. We have our 6 teams still duking it out week after week, as well as everything going on internationally in the US as well as EU coming on in. And speaking of EU, we have ourselves our very, very special guest joining us. My name is Vicious, obviously, but we got ourselves the man, the myth, the bald legend himself, my bro, F-Boy. What's going on, mate?
Bald Squad. Woo! It's been a while, Vish, man. It's been a while, man. I've missed you, bro. Listen, nothing much going on other than this exciting stuff, man. I can't believe what happened in the first instance, the first half of the year. It's just crazy. Couldn't predict it. Finally, I'm here to collaborate. I mean, last time I commentated on this with you guys a couple months ago, like it was looking like same old story. Good 8, gonna run away with it. Man, Vicious, what on earth happened? I mean, we'll talk about that later, but just awesome to be here. What an exciting place to be, and yeah, looking forward to this second stage.
What's funny about that is by the time that was going on, we were actually in a different location, but at the same time together, right? That was during Gamers 8 time. But with everything that's been going on, right, we're still following suit with the rules that have been going on with Japan. We talked about what happens between the home and the away positioning. That's going to be ever so crucial this time around in the current season. As we are into week 3, as we look at it, right, we talked about the away side kind of being at the disadvantage. The away teams have to submit their order. They have to submit their player order as well as their characters. So the home team is going to have that slight advantage with these 3 games being separate points as well. The first and second games being 10 points apiece. The anchor spot being 20 points as well. All of it is such an impactful thing to really consider with scoring as many points as possible going into the playoffs. So with that in mind, again, we've talked about this, what goes on in the playoffs. We've talked about the teams thus far, but what are they here really playing for towards the end of the season, Femi?
Yeah, man. Well, as you know, man, it's for that all-important place in the World Championship Finals, up against EU, up against USA. We're seeing Street Fighter League USA commence on a weekly basis. I think we're on episode 2, catching you on there, my man. And then we've got Street Fighter League EU, which should be debuting in a week or 2, man. So these teams, as we saw last time, are going to be battling for it, and they'll be fighting for that final station for big money on the line as well, of course, Vicious.
No doubt it's going to be 8 million yen total, which we will get into momentarily. But as it stands right now, we kind of talk about the rule set, have you guys fully familiar with it. Very, very similar rules as the last couple of seasons, and also with as many events that have been going on through the world. I feel like there's a lot to really talk about in regards to the current teams that we have, right? The meta's been ever so shifty, I feel like, to kind of kill some time there as we get into our first couple of games. But yeah, I feel like, you know, with every single event that's been going on in the world, it's been very hard to keep track. We actually talked about that off screen as well, didn't we, Femi?
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal time to be a Street Fighter fan, to be a Street Fighter player, to be a Street Fighter enthusiast. It is just absolute mayhem in terms of high-level quality events. Often we have loads of events, Vicious, but to have events of this standard, with the best versus the best, taking place not just once a week, not just twice a week, you're talking 3-4 times a week. Street Fighter League Japan, Street Fighter League EU, Street Fighter League USA, not to mention CPT just took place in Singapore, all the other events that are going on. And as mentioned earlier, Vicious, these guys here in this event alone playing for 8 million yen. I mean, it's money you don't see often in the FGC, but it's becoming more of a recurring theme, I would say, as well, Vicious, which is, it's a good time to be part of the scene, wouldn't you say?
Oh, no doubt. It's a good time also to pick up some clear, right? Again, it's really funny that we have us 2 here on the comms and we can't even use any of it, but I'm pretty sure it's got some pretty good scalp and hair support. You know, it says it on the bottle. I appreciate that. I do believe it too. But all jokes aside, I think it's such a wild time right now for the fighting game community, let alone for Street Fighter fans as well, because even some of the cats here from Street Fighter League, they had to take a break. I think, what, 2 days of a break to come to Singapore and participate, and then come back from Singapore just to get like the wind beneath them, because that was such a heavy-handed duke out between like every stage of the game, right? We're talking about from the open bracket part of it down to the top 64, top 16, top 8. Every single moment was so intense. So obviously the players finally coming back to their wits, finally coming back to their league. I think this is the most exciting part too. We talked about being at the edge of our seats. We're gonna see, I feel like, a big evolution, a shift in gameplay, if you will, in regards to what these Japanese players have been bringing out from Singapore up until this very stage, right?
I want to talk about what you mentioned earlier as well in terms of the point accumulation. We're going to get the introduction now, but looking at how it finished last stage, this is actually quite an important one we got with Seoul coming up. They were the table toppers Vicious, who do we have here?
We have Kabe. He's going to be the one bringing it to the ice, a former pro skater, by the way. Ice skater, I should say. Followed by the prodigy, the one and only Higuchi, one of the strongest battles we could ask for from the new generation. And speaking of new generation, it's the little devil himself, Shuto, with a very, very impressive Marisa. Then, of course, the man to lead them all to victory, hopefully, the Brute King, Nemo with the ever-impressive JP. This is going to be the composition of Saishunkan, Kumamoto, and man, they are easily one of the favorites now going into this phase of the season. All serious looks coming in from Nemo, but the rest of the team looking pretty damn poised and ready.
I mean, finishing top of the table with 205 points in that first stage. They are the ones to beat if you look at the accumulation in stage 1, but they weren't the favorites going into this season. The opponents today, though, are a force to be reckoned with, and have started pretty well in this second stage. I think they're sitting second on the table in Detonation.
That's right, yeah, we saw Fudo there earlier.
Sorry,
obviously, he's been a pro gaming genius for God knows how long, followed by John Takeuchi. He's been the man to set the standard, I feel like, for Rashid back then. But this time around, he might be challenged a little bit. Obviously, we had Nauman, who's going to be our Shoto specialist. Then the general himself with the meal ticket, the strong arm meal ticket. Itabashi Zangief, right? This is one of my favorite compositions, right? You have such a good blend of veterans and new blood, right? I didn't get to really give a proper introduction to John Takeuchi because he's been kind of dabbling. He's been in a little bit of a character crisis, if you will, right? He was the mainstay for Rashid players way back in Street Fighter 5, and I say way back, but it's only been a couple of months realistically. But let's talk about the reality of it all, right? John Takeuchi is really trying to make Rashid work. And guess what? We saw Rashid take down one of the most stacked offline tournaments that we've had. So that's going to be a lot of ammo going into John Takeuchi's arsenal. And best believe he's going to be playing. He has to be playing after seeing that performance this weekend, right? But looking at the away side, who do we have? We have Higuchi, Kabe, and Shuto with Guile, Ken, and Marisa. How do you feel about that lineup?
More than Marisa too, I must say. This is not a super exciting lineup. I mean, Shuto opening up with, Higuchi opening up with the Guile is going to be super scary because it's so solid, very difficult to counter for a lot of characters on that team. The Japanese don't tend to lean too heavily on counter picking anyway. They'll go with what's feeling well. Then Shuto anchoring with that modern Marisa. He's one of the top performers this season, I believe. I was looking at the performances of players. Is he like top 3 in terms of performance this season, I believe? He's having a phenomenal season. I'll update him later. So he's anchoring well. But one guy that's anchoring very similarly well, of course, is Fudo. Is it him that's going to be going up? Let's just see what the players have said about who's going to be coming up here.
It has to be. It has to be, right? Taking a look at it. They zoomed in on Fudo. I'm definitely using the context clues here, baby. I'm not even going to guess. It has to be Fudo, right? This is also one of the cats that has also been pretty much leading the top spot. Currently undefeated, by the way. He's got himself 3 out of 3 with a good amount of points under his belt. One of them being actually, I know obviously we're only in week 3, but he's played 3 times over because he was in a sudden death spot. But taking a look at the results from Higuchi, if I were to really take a look at his stats over, I think him going up against a DJ, let alone Fudo's DJ, is a great counterpicking source because he doesn't have a record against DJ yet. But if we were to look at what's been going on in the realm of Street Fighter, I feel like this I would actually kind of want to pick your brain at, Femi. I think DJ doesn't have.
I've heard this one as well.
I think DJ does a pretty good job against Guile. Would you say that, or would you disagree? If you disagree, I would love to actually hear it.
Okay. So this is interesting. I was actually hearing some DJs are a bit frustrated by this matchup. It's not a bad matchup, but they can't play their standard DJ game. Obviously, full screen they can trade fireballs, but outside of that, they don't want to get into a fireball war with Guile. But they've got loads of unique ways to get in. I think personally, contrary to what a lot of the players are telling me, I actually think DJ does fight this match quite well. He's got the knee hop that can get down a bit quicker when you jump over a broom, making it hard for Guile to get the charge to anti-air and get the flash kick, and normals can get stuff. He's got that incredible drive rush as well. His biggest challenge, I think, is when the Guile becomes aggressive, which Higuchi is probably the best at going from defensive to offensive. So we'll see how Fudo handles that.
I think that's a fair assessment too. You know what's funny about that is Higuchi is not one to shy away from being aggressive. I think from the record that he's had in not even just the season of Street Fighter 6, but the season of Street Fighter 5 and his playstyle and how he's been adapting to certain matchups, he's very much so capable of being the aggressor. I think it's up to Fudo to make that recognition early and kind of flow with him up until the point of a knockdown. I think DJ securing the knockdown is very important. I think his knockdown scenario is much scarier than Guile's knockdown scenario, right?
I couldn't agree more in that regard. That's one of the most, like, and when he hits you as well, it just tends to hurt that bit more versus what you see, you know. I mean, they both hit like tanks, but that DJ damage, man, when he gets going, it's just, yeah, it's extremely scary. We'll see if you can get those kind of openings as well.
It feels bad. It's like one will suppress you as soon as he gets in there. I think, you know, DJ's frame data is good enough to secure at least solid momentum to prevent an opponent from pressing buttons and force the mix 2 times over. Like, we're talking about the strike throw mix. I think DJ has it down pat. In terms of like Guile, his offense is way more, I feel like, from a projectiles perspective, right? I think that's going to be the mainstay here in terms of the first interaction that we might expect from Guile. But I think
which is really strong in this game, Vicious. Really strong in this game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Being able to follow behind a slow boom, you know, that's something DJ doesn't have. You know, DJ's got one of the best drive rushes in the game, but can't follow behind. His fireballs are a bit fast. Not like the ST fireball that was quite slow. He could walk behind it. Thank heaven he hasn't got that, to be honest, because I think he'd be a bit too powerful. But we're seeing these characters emerge stronger because they can. The fight takes place on their terms, right? They, like Chun-Li, Guile, they stick the projectile out. Relatively decent recovery, walk behind it, great walk speed, great drive rushes. Suddenly you're in a mix-up. You got to guess, you got to hold the block stuff. And we'll see if Higuchi can get himself in a position to set that up.
Yeah, that's going to be the ever important thing, right? I think it all really comes down to who scores that knockdown first. If it's Fudo, best believe it's going to be nothing but harassment of posts. If it's Shuto, he's gonna he has 2 options to play it. Really, he could back off and force the errors, or he could be the aggressor himself. We'll see. Game 1, here we go. Fudo scores a knockdown. We talked about that. Drive rush forward, gets the dash up and enforces will. Higuchi with a big recognition, knowing full well Fudo wanted to be aggressive.
This is what we're talking about, and this is where the match takes place in a setting that's not as comfortable for DJ, but he's got him cornered here. Oh, perfect parries the drive rush in. Bit of a gamble pays off. This is
look at the damage on the drive gauge. Did you see that? He chipped so much of the drive gauge.
Oh my god, what the hell? I just said he could hop over in time. He's still got the flash kick out. Nice commentator's curse, baby. Actually, you're starting to understand why they've gone with Fudo here. Looking at what Higuchi said, he said he often loses to Fudo these days without looking at the character advantage. He thinks it's a good pick for them, but he'll do his best to try and beat him. And Fudo is saying he wanted to face Shuto a lot, but also wanted to face Higuchi as well. Look at that reaction there from Higuchi. Doesn't look like a guy that often loses to Fudo right now, though. With that fantastic projectile. And this is where DJ's got to be careful, Vicious, how he gets into that fireball wall.
Truly could be problematic. Now, we saw a little bit of insight, right? Higuchi actually admitting to possibly DJ having the upper hand, I think, unless I'm misreading the context of the conversation here. But yeah,
he said regardless of the matchup, he just finds Fudo difficult, it seems. At least that's how I'm interpreting what he said. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, good corner pressure.
So dash up. What a choice, man. Higuchi's defensive decision making is so good right now, F-word.
Yeah, twice he's been in that corner. He's just managed to weave his way out. Oh, nice. Okay, anything you can do, I can do better. Great reaction there with level 2 to the projectile. And Fudo's got these on lock. Yes, he does. Side switch too. Oh, good whiff.
Oh, you know exactly what that was. He missed the flash kick.
Yeah, right. Well, there it is again, though.
Oh, you actually get the kill.
Oh, perfect parry. Yeah. Oh,
no way.
What's he doing? He can't keep Guile alive.
Maybe he wasn't sure about the scaling.
Oh, is that gonna cost him? No, I definitely would have killed there, Vish. Fudo knows that. I think he just caught himself in 2 minds. I don't think he meant to drop the combo. Oh no, it's a bad jump forward. Great setup there with that EX. And this is where, from a distance on the screen, DJ can very much hang with Garland the projectile wall. And that's nice. Up to Higuchi. Does he want to stay in that projectile wall, or does he want to encroach in on DJ and make him uncomfortable?
Pretty important situation, I feel like, for Fudo to even try to get that out of Higuchi. But there we go. We saw a big bait against the parry.
Yeah,
a big rip punish on the overhead too.
Oh, overhead. Let me. He connects.
Oh,
He forced a counter hit. It wasn't. Oh, nice patience from. Wait a sec. He stood up. Oh my! All these freaking charge characters are doing this now.
Oh, what a big error!
He's not going to lose too much damage for it, but he loses momentum and the kill he would have had. Is Higuchi going to make him pay for that?
He's going to have to, but he's only got level 1 on him. Slowly building that drive gauge from both sides. We talked about encroaching on that space. Higuchi!
Oh, nice. He baited him.
Is that Sonic Bait going to recover?
Beautiful
Oh, that was
play.
actually a beautiful bait. Oh, yes, sir. You know it. Okay,
Jeez.
great. I was about to say, you better not drop that. You best not drop that.
Man, Fudo made his teammates nervous there. But listen, if you're Soul Kumamoto, you're not too worried about this first game. Obviously, you want to win it. But, you know, the fact that Fudo's not going to be available against Shuto, which is the one that I think they assumed they would have picked. Again, he bets it all with a parry on the drive rush, and it works out. Got thrown earlier for that. Wake up reversal from Fudo, though.
Now, but looking at the resources, Higuchi still maintaining both the life lead and the drive gauge lead. Pretty important now.
Ooh. Like a ting for a second, but no, Higuchi was onto it.
So he's starting to push back. Fudo letting some of the air slashers rock. Slowly walking towards him. Man, he ran into the fist. That Just Cool is getting stuffed out. So dangerous. The overhead just at the right spot, too. He sniped him out. That was sick.
Again, a standing reversal. Of course, he's parrying this time at least.
All right, a nice solo confirm, right? Oh, this punish counter is everything. Bring it in. Yeah, look at the damage,
Look
man.
how much bar that was. With throw into parry. You got to be kidding me. These guys. Oh, baited out that parry. Again, parry
so
into the
solid,
EX.
man.
That enough. What a get. What a best. What a guess. Sorry. What a best. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. Burns him out. Can he make this count? Yeah, Fudo knows he's got to keep that projectile wall going. Stay in full screen. Doesn't want to get caught out in burnout here. But Higuchi's burned himself out as well. Runs into a flash kick. He can bring this round back. Fudo's got to be careful. He's got that level 2 if he wants to dash forward and do it.
Oh. We talked about that.
Oh, he's following behind. Goes for the overhead. Still a bit more drive rush.
Oh my!
Sorry, burnout. Okay, he's got me. He's got his meter now. There it is. The EX. He used it as soon as he got it, Bishop. No time wasted. Gets himself on the board here. Okay, game point here for Fudo.
Oh, that FDR could have been so sick. If he was just a little bit
Needs
closer.
to do a normal rise, didn't he? He did a back rise. Maybe would have been enough punish. Oh, there's that classic crouch medium drive rush into the flash kick into the level 3. Okay, big lead for Higuchi here. Trying to tie things up.
Now. Still, he's enforcing the point on offense.
No EX this time. Oh.
But there it is. Sonic cross. Attack on drive gauge right now. Higuchi is slowly starting to focus in on that possible burnout, but it's Fudo not giving him any corner. He's actually the one still striking him. It's so close. That burnout's not going to be coming, but still Fudo is looking in pretty bad shape, and it's confirmed. How do they do that? How is it that Higuchi managed to secure that counter hit confirmed? There's something in the water, man. I'm telling you. You guys are insane when it comes to crouch jab counter hits.
I'm going to assume they're just doing it, right? I mean, I hope they are, because if they're just reacting to the jab, just hitting counter, then yeah, I mean, these guys are bots, man. They're not human, bro. Oh, nice.
They're built different.
He's used this EX really well. Fudo, just to reset that guard projectile game.
Oh my
it's not
God,
your turn.
that's sick.
That was nasty. I haven't actually seen that. Oh, big jump in.
Oh. Yeah, this range right here is where Higuchi can actually be so dangerous with those Sonic crosses. It's up until Fudo whether or not he wants to utilize the meter to break the fireball advantage that Higuchi sets himself up with.
Oh, Fudo's gonna get a kill here. Surprise. Little drive rush there. Catches him out. I wasn't able to do the reaction parry this time. Okay, and Fudo gets himself again game point for his team. 10 points on the line. And of course, for personal reasons, looking to keep himself top of that table performance for the individual ratings.
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah. I can't believe we're actually seeing like Higuchi and Fudo right off the bat, right?
No,
normally
wait,
this is like
what was that?
This could be like a grand final spot at any event.
You seen what he's doing there? He's blocking the jump in with parry, so he keeps his down charge. So he's still got a reverse after blocking the jump in. Annoyingly good. Oh, he's burnt himself out there just to try and get him off. EX is in. Oh, he gets the cross cut. Jackknife hammer. This could be it.
Jesus. Dash up plus scenario. No, he walks it out. Yeah, he doesn't want to be overzealous.
No, he's gonna
charge.
charge.
He is hiding his charges. Yeah,
Chips him
you already
out.
knew. All the dip in the world after that, Femi.
He's so annoyingly efficient, man. I was watching him in Singapore as well. There's so many things he does that only his DJ does. Some of those strings he was doing, like the tap into the just call, into the stand jab from a certain distance, even though it's minus, it's still not your turn. Not very impressive play from a Fudo. You can see why Higuchi's struggling a bit with that matchup, and you can see why a lot of the players are saying, like I think you were saying, a lot of the guys don't mind this matchup for DJ against Carl.
Yeah, if there ever was like a disadvantage between the two, it's such a minuscule disadvantage, right? I feel like you can see it demoed not even just here, but in other avenues of the game. I think DJ at certain points could be a little bit more troublesome, and then you could say the same for Guile. Like after certain distance is made between the two, I think his fireball game could be a little bit more annoying than DJ's, right? So it really depends. You know, there's such an intricate spacing, such an intricate language being spoken between the two players and two characters that is really hard to determine who actually gets the advantage there, right? But taking a look at it, the stats overall, 100% from the side of Higuchi in terms of the anti-airs, the OD flash kicks, pretty important. But I think what's also really important is the amount of techs it throws, right? 6 out of 14 coming from the tech throws. That just goes to show you it's like most players are willing to kind of take the throw, especially against a DJ, right?
Yeah, only free throw attempts for Higuchi on the flip side, so and a 1 in 3 success rate. It just goes to show that the offense was being kind of dictated by Fudo in the set, which really did play out in the end, and Higuchi found himself playing catch up just one too many times. But listen, they knew that was going to be a risk. 10 points lost. They're still sitting in a pretty good position on the table here in the second stage. So who's going to come on next? That's the question, right?
I'm going by the context. It's got to be Nauman coming up, right? Nauman has had a pretty decent record thus far in terms of how he's done with that Ken. I think his transition to Ken slowly but surely over the course of like a season has been pretty impressive thus far. He's 100%, right? In comparison to the first stage, 50%. I think overall he's found his bearings with this character, but Kabe, he's the guy that's been subbed in, actually. He's the sub-in for Sasamo for this stage of the game. So we are going to see ourselves in a Ken mirror match.
Wow, we've seen this a lot across the Street Fighters, that a lot of players don't mind. There's certain mirror matches that no one wants to play. I don't know, Lily, Kimberly, Rashid's aren't too crazy about the Rashid mirror match. But Ken, Ryu, you know, the Shoto mirror match, the classics, the Luke, a lot of these players opt for this mirror match. There's a cleanness to it. There's a methodology to the madness that that justifies the choice. So yeah, no surprises here. It's going to be Ken. Something we've seen quite a lot this season in Street Fighter 6 Fish.
I think that's fair, right? Like if you're trying to like quote unquote counter somebody and they're playing Ken, who's always gonna be in the discussion of like top 2, top 3, I'd much rather just either throw out a JP or a Ken, right? But all things considered, if you're looking at the composition of DetonatioN FocusMe, right? They don't have a JP on their side, right? So what better way than to kind of throw out the Ken instead? I think overall that would be the best choice going into it. But as it stands right now, we're still waiting between these two Titans. Obviously, Nauman doing a fantastic job this weekend as well. Kabe, I didn't actually get to see Kabe over in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he went. But honestly, there's so many sharks over there. There's probably a ton. There was a period where I forgot Takedo went. I saw people voting for Takedo to win. I was like, huh? Takedo's there? He was there. Just didn't go as planned, man. A lot of killers under the radar. And there was an Aki player as well. What's his bloody name? Oh, man. So many kills.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I followed them over the weekend. I will bring it up. I will find them eventually. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. But anyways,
man, that kid is
even like, it was Hikaru. At 19 years old, by the way, Hikaru was a Manon player prior to picking up Aki.
Imagine that. Well, there's the glow up, baby. Hidden upgrades. We've seen a lot of Manon players have kind of ditched her of late. They're struggling. It's just a handful still maintaining her. But Hikaru, another one to ditch her, but not ditching her for a necessarily overpowered character. We've seen lots of mixed feedback on Aki. People like Shen think she's relatively strong, and people like Nemo think she's good but not strong enough.
I think she's good as well.
Yeah, I think she's quite tricky. I mean, it's too early. People write up characters too soon.
I agree. We could literally say that about the DLC because of the fact that one of them took down one of the most stacked premier events, right?
Exactly.
Oh, what a stop!
Wow, checking with jabs. I wouldn't even risk that, man. That's gone wrong for me too many times, but I guess he's got the timing down.
Oh, that's very unorthodox.
Yeah, Kabe's gonna punish that. I was looking for a delay.
The backdash, dude. Yo, and the effectiveness. Yo, tell me you saw that.
Are you serious?
Tell me you saw that, bro.
These guys are so ridiculous.
That was beautiful. Man. That was actually beautiful.
I didn't even know that linked, if I'm being honest.
This guy's so sick. You think about it as in like, you think about it in a way of like getting it off of a drive rush cancel, right? If you drive rush cancel crouch jab, you can get crouching heavy punch, right? It's the same math when it's a raw punish counter.
Yeah, it's +4 frames, right? But is that a standard Ken
4
combo?
frames, yeah.
Drive rush, jab, crouch. It's usually crouch medium, drive rush, heavy, bang run. You know what I mean? So actually, that's quite unique to see.
Of course.
Obviously, it works. It's just not something I see as often. It's so clean though.
Yeah.
Man, you're going to be scared to throw him in the corner now after that. Oh no, he isn't. He goes straight for it again, Kabe. And again, he's not deterred.
No way.
Delayed jump out.
We like that.
Nice corner escape though. Ooh, no cancel there. This time he does commit to the drive rush. Level 3. Yep.
Early?
Gonna get himself some gauge back. Yeah, often the decision is drive gauge related, isn't it? Just you're either attacking your opponent's gauge or you're recovering your own. I think he needs to recover some there.
Yeah, that's totally fine, man. I love the decision making too, man. Just overall in this game, it's like even if you're spending all those resources now with your super art, it keeps you going with your drive gauge afterwards, man. It's so important. I love the way they manage it. And look at that. Without that meter, he wouldn't have been able to get that conversion. He's that much scarier when he's able to cancel off of a normal like that, right?
It's so important. Sometimes if you can just slow it down, recover your gauge, you know, you're not going to spend a meter for the kill, but you're going to spend a meter for the gauge, man. And that's exactly what he did. And you saw how he utilized it later. Such simple things that we players at a certain level maybe take for granted. Simple mathematics to these guys here at this level. Now Kabe's got to change it up here because he's got off to a good start every round, but he's let Nauman out the corner, and just from there it's just gone downhill. I actually thought he won the first round, but he didn't. He just needs to slow this down somehow, maintain that momentum.
Yeah, it's been kind of difficult, right? I think his overall offense was fine on the opener. I think it's the decision making as to like what happens after, I guess, the throw happens, right? Having a couple of throws, sure, we're fine, but I think he's been so persistent on trying to get his offense going with normals, right? Instead of kind of like backing away and playing a control game. I think Ken's control game is so important, especially in the corner, to force some of these big mistakes too. And also, kind of like, you're asking your opponent to kind of play the footsie game afterwards by just egging them on in the corner, right? If you trust your footsies enough and force that mistake, I think you'll find a lot more success than finding yourself in the corner instead by having them jump out at you.
I'm actually a bit scared to get too close to my opponent in the corner. Like, the corner is just such a horrible place to be, especially when you don't have a reversal character. And you can see that need to be aggressive, offensive from Kabe. It's very effective if it works, but the one bad guess, Nauman's out the corner and suddenly the momentum changes. But that's the way he's going to play. I don't think he should change it. I've seen some people, I mean, I don't know if you've seen anything Walker play of late. He actually gets his opponent in the corner and backdashes like 2-3 times. It just kind of goes back to neutral. Like, he doesn't want to get hit or side, especially against Ken, because one hit from Ken, Dragon Lash, side switch, suddenly, you know, it's his turn to play. Oh, this is interesting. Just looking at what Nauman said, actually, why he came up here. We were talking about that vicious Ken mirror, something that Ken's Shoto players can be attracted to. He actually said, I'm going to face every Ken player in this second stage. He's not shying away from that matchup. He is more than happy to take it on. He's clearly confident in it. He's demonstrating it here, Vicious. I mean, I didn't get to see all of the first stage. From what you saw, you know, is there anything that motivates that? Was there some serious episodes where they lost to a Ken and maybe they should have picked Nauman instead? Can you recall?
Well, funny enough, it was actually the opposite. I don't think he faced a single Ken on his way over in the first stage, right? But taking a look at his record from the second one, the only other Ken he fought up against was Tokido, and he actually took down Tokido. Very, very interesting in FAV Gaming.
So he's got clearly got a good record against the Kens when he has played it. Maybe the team's had some trouble with the character, and he feels like, you know what, I'm going to step up and show you guys how it's done, which he's doing again here. And on contrary to the other rounds, it's him who gets off to a good start here. The backdash gets caught. Bad for Kabe. Okay, the backdash gets caught by him this time with the EX, the OD DP.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad for Nauman at all, right? You're taking a look at the situation afterwards. Even if he loses control of the corner, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be putting himself in the corner as well, right? Like, that's something that Kabe... There's a huge difference between, like, the plays on offense between Kabe and Nauman, right?
Exactly, and the ability to maintain the offense as well. Wow, close enough for the punish there. He's going to get the cross cut. Yes, he is, but at least he's at the corner. Oh man, this is going horribly wrong for Kabe. He needs some kind of momentum here or this is over. Oh, he checks it. I think that's going to be it. He's got the level 3. Too good. Too solid. Too ready. Nauman. I mean, they took a long break there, didn't they, Vicious? But it didn't make any difference. In fact, it looked even more convincing second time around.
That is a classic can of bus ass, if you ask me. That was destruction.
Can of bus ass.
That was really, that's some grade A bus ass is what it is. I mean, to be honest with you, listen, there was so many well-informed decision making right there. There was so much going on in the gameplay from Nauman that just had Kabe locked down, right? His also decisions to throw out some of the crouching medium punches, I feel like a lot of players like should really take note, because I feel like that normal is very seldom used. He used that in the corner to catch the backdash. He used that also to interrupt some of the drive rushes. I think that's very, very potent, quick, compact tool to utilize. And a lot of players haven't really...
One of the most reliable and most difficult buttons to whiff punish in the game, Vicious. Luke, Ken, Jury, Blanca. I mean, the mileage they get is incredible. Oh, stats. Let's talk about this very quickly. So, remind me what's what, Vish. It's been a while. So, the second from bottom is throws. So, nobody teched any throws?
That's correct.
Wow.
That is correct. Yeah. That's,
okay,
I mean,
guys,
that's Ken in a nutshell, baby.
This is it.
That's Ken in a nutshell.
I tech way too much. I'm teching like 1 in 4. That's still too much, man. Still too much. Okay. 2 out of 2 anti-airs, I believe that is. No jumps from Nauman. Is that jumps? 0-0. Good lord.
Sorry.
Disciplined performance.
The 2 out of 2 is actually the OD reversals coming in from Saishunkan's side, right? The 2 out of 2,
reversals.
Yeah, the big short.
Only the one jump
above
from
that
now
would be the throws. Exactly. So a very heavily grounded game between the two,
really
which is
heavily
expected.
grounded. Yeah. I think if I'm Kabe and I look at those stats, I'm gonna start jumping more because clearly the sitting down is not working. But yeah, as you see here, DetonatioN off to a fantastic start here. They get themselves 20-point lead. But as we've seen many times before, doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win the set. It all comes down to this anchor match. Now, looking at the leaderboard in the second stage, that actually sends them to the top of the table with 75 points, 15 points ahead of FAP Gaming. Despite Chun Console, they were only 5 points away when the set started. So, you know, if they can get this anchor match, they can get back to 5 points away from DetonatioN. Nothing's out of their hands yet, so if they want to repeat what they did in the first stage, they need to pull it out now.
Very well said. And this is going to be kind of difficult. I feel like I'm more so inclined to believe that Shuto can bring out the sudden death battle, just based off of stats alone. Okay, not to take away from either player. This is strictly based off of stats. I think Shuto has had clearly the better record in overall performance in the league thus far. And I also attribute it to him being able to practice his character from the get-go and still enforce and I guess reinforce his current strengths with the character in comparison to John Takeuchi, who's trying to like relearn how to play Street Fighter 6 with rebuilding Rashid, if that makes sense, right? He's still trying to figure out how to play Rashid at this stage.
And it's getting better every time I see it, by the way. I mean, it is getting so good. He's just where was he? What was he, top 16? I think it was top 16 at Singapore. And he was doing some amazing stuff with Rashid as well. So is it going to be John Takeuchi coming up? Yes, it is. Okay. I can't say I know too much about this matchup, Vicious. I know a lot of the Rashids like to do drive, rush, crouch, light kick in on Marissa because obviously it beats the Gladius and links into medium.
Gladius, right.
But the actual neutral game, oh no, actually no, I've seen some really cool stuff from Rashid. Like he can actually punish Gladius quite reliably. He's got a roundhouse that goes really far forward. If you pick the right time, of course, it depends how long she holds it. But he very rarely finds himself in that situation where he presses the whiff punish and then it misses and then he gets whiff punished by whatever Marissa's pressing next. That's one thing I've observed in the matchup. And then of course the projectiles are a great answer because they're multi-hitting.
But also they have different angles too, different angles of approach. I kind of want to know what the interaction is like against a Phalanx, the Superman punch. I want to see what happens on a shortened tornado. I'm pretty sure if she happens to run into like the short tornado, maybe like the armor could probably absorb, but I would love to see that interaction again because it's not every day that we get to see this matchup, but I do want to know what that interaction is like, so maybe we'll get that answer. I do want to see the projectiles be a really big contention point for Marissa's gameplay, but also, I think you're right. I think one of the biggest things that Marissa has a hard time handling is playing against characters that have pretty decent footsies and pretty decent punishes against the tools that she wants to throw out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Also, he's got an OD reversal. He's very mobile. He's got a very tricky projectile to get around with Marissa and her weird angle jump.
Actually, you know what? Cover for me. I'm gonna take a look at the frame data on all of this real quick. I want to see what that interaction is like and try to make an estimation or like try to make an assumption off of this. But as it is right now, we're going into game number 1.
He tried the command grab straight away. He's gone for modern. We've seen him go for classic occasionally. Okay, that's interesting. The delayed auto-corrected crouch medium punch to catch the jump out the corner on the meaty throw. That was nice. Yeah, plus a D plus. I respect those projectiles. Here it is again. Oh, he gets mixed. It's the high. Drops his combo and just starts all over again. That'll do, that'll do, Vicious.
Do you think that was an intentional reset? Come on now, you can tell me.
No, I dropped it. But it's the readiness to just pick it back up, mate. These guys are just flowing.
All right.
Good check. I could be wrong. Wow, I'm guessing. Oh, man. Where you going? Yeah, he's jumped one too many times. Now it's the charge heavy. Don't dare try and jump out of the corner. That's what you get. That's what you get. Ugh. Man, Shuto making a statement there. Sit still. Gotta condition your opponent before you start command grabbing them. Get him back here. Oh my days,
that was so
choice.
smart.
And this time he came, oh my goodness, the command grab straight away.
Another one.
Where are you going? Oh, he tried to bait it out. That crouch medium is so good. Look at the range. Side switch with these. He's going to level 2. Yes, he is.
ESR.
Jabs there.
See the crouch jabs.
Oh, careful. The ground he made up there just by having that level 2 on the screen.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's trying to grab him. He's not going to level 3. He's letting himself out. One more will do. Wake up, crouching short. Are you kidding me?
No way.
That is a CA. Big damage.
What was that?
Oh no! Oh, it's a worst case scenario for John Takeuchi.
That was
parry too early, and he let go of the parry. He let go. You know when you let go of the parry at the wrong time, and there's that slight vulnerable state where you're actually in punish counter state. It was just that. And the damage on punish counter for that.
Massive, quite massive. But hey, better for Shuto.
Oh my god. Oh, he's getting smixed. Oh, he resets it. That was genius. Charge for a roundhouse. Safe jump. Okay, he jumps back again. What a call.
I'm loving the sequencing right now
Great
from John
patient blocking. Waits for his
But
turn.
man,
Burns him out.
anti-air Gladius is too good, man.
Oh man, such good abuse of the burnout state. This is a horrible situation for John Takeuchi. Oh, he's got to hold all this. Ah, there's no answer. Shuto absolutely going to town. And the command grab from Max Meter build as well. Damn. Like I said, man, you've never beaten these guys until Shuto's beaten.
Yeah,
jeez.
that's exactly it. Oh,
no, he's on something. He's on something. His anti-air rate, I want to see the stats. His anti-air has been way too consistent. Back dashes the throw. Oh man, John Takeuchi's just doing what he can to try and get something going. Level 2, can he make it count? He needs some momentum now. Nice counter hit at last, something works.
No way, he hit a button.
Spumoni.
He did.
Oh my goodness.
Drive rush forward.
And he's burnt out again.
Command grab might be a problem. Oh, John Takeuchi thought the same thing.
Away.
Command grab will kill.
Oh, he threw.
No way. You know, you actually prefaced it really well, F-word. You actually prefaced the whole situation of talking about command grabs, how you have to condition your opponent. Did you see the different layers of conditioning that had happened? He was so confident. Like, John Takeuchi was so confident that the command grab or any sort of grab was coming, which is why he was so antsy. You saw so many big whiff punishes coming in from Shuto, and also really importantly timed meaties coming in from Orisa afterwards. I think that whole story you just told, or that you predicted, was so on point too with command grabs.
I mean, I'd like to take credit, but it's unfortunately it's a result of being a victim of being conditioned to take those command grabs, playing against scumbags like Problem X for the best part of 10 years. Gives you good insights into how you get grips.
I love that guy,
but man, Shuto, I feel like Shuto didn't break a sweat there. Vicious, especially after seeing how well John played last weekend. He just kind of made him look very human there.
I think that's the I think that's the way that Marisa kind of rolls, man. If there's any better way to put it, I think there's so much you have to do to kind of guess against Marisa in certain instances. And the fact of the matter is, I think Rashid just doesn't deal as much damage as Marisa can. So you're seeing some of these moments where Marisa kind of like fully flatlines an opponent in such shorter time in comparison. But overall, I think that's just the nature of the characters, right? This is going to happen more often than not. It's not a takeaway from John Takeuchi, though. I think he's had some really great looks. It's just the character itself not able to close it out as fast, right? The more chances you give Marisa to play, like, the more times you poke at a bear, more often than not, the bear's eventually going to take a big bite out of you, right?
Yeah, well, multiple bites in the form of Shuto's offense just seemed to have John's number. Or could they were going to read out what John Takeuchi said when he actually came up for this? So he said he won't lose this game. He usually gets called the Kami killer by his teammates. But in his opinion, he can kill any character. And he will win against Shuto. So that has not aged well there, John. But confidence is the first step towards the kind of success you need in this ever so challenging game. So nothing against you. So we're tied, Vicious, right? It's 20 apiece, right? That was a 3-0, wasn't it?
Not quite yet. This is 3 out of 5 territory. I did forget to mention that in the anchor spot we do. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it was 3-0. It's
right
actually
now
2-0. Okay, cool. Man, beatings even messed my head up. I thought it was complete whitewash.
That's how it goes,
Okay,
bro.
so 2-0. John Takeuchi's taking a lot of time here to talk to his team and figure out what he needs to change. For Shuto, it's more of the same. His anti-airs have just been ridiculous. Okay, needed that. Gets out of the corner. Ah, some of your own medicine. Nice delayed jump. First time we don't see an anti-air, only because there was a button out.
You have to make it count in the corner. That's a huge counter hit for Shuto. Look how far he throws him across the screen, essentially.
Ooh, beautiful whiff punish from John Takeuchi. Can he make it count? Yeah. Drive reverse that. I mean, you gain so much bar doing that, you might as well spend it to get him off you. Jumps forward. Backdashes out the Shuto. Oh my goodness, almost burnt out. Is John Takeuchi? He's got to be careful. He's trying to burn him out. Roundhouse.
Really well timed, really well placed,
Oh,
but so is that knee to the sternum. Ugh.
Oh,
I love
you
that.
don't see that often. Statement
Yeah, the
finish
reason-
there. That towards roundhouse. Sorry,
Yeah, Shuto can't go for like the normal like quadriga ender because of the fact that she's in modern. Marisa actually loses her special move, right? So seeing that ender, we'll totally take that.
Oh, yeah, jump low.
Watch it.
Burns him out as well. This is a great situation here for John Takeuchi. Oh, should be able to spend another bar and kill here. Yeah, he does. There's more coming. Yeah, we've all done those Rashid trials. That goes on forever.
It does, yeah. The cost of extra meter, and he knew it. John Takeuchi spending the meter wisely. Big whiff punish.
So,
coming
we
out.
got too much mileage out of this so far. Oh, commentator's curse.
Oh,
Oh, why did you jump low again?
towards him. It's enhanced. Same jump setup.
He's going to town right now.
Oh no!
What?
Drive us forward. Checking the lows. Yo, John Takeuchi tried to walk back. This is so important. Shuto sends him all the way to the other side of the screen, right? And Shuto still has drive rush available. He can drive rush forward and enforces will if need be, or bait. Goes to the bait.
Oh, God, that towards roundhouse can't miss. There it is again. Base out the reversal. That is a dead. If he gets the drive rush in, bang, bang. Oh my goodness, Takeuchi seemed to be going so well. Seemed to make the adjustment vicious, but not enough of an adjustment. As Shuto implemented the knee to the jaw multiple times. And on that time, it clattered his face in and got the opening. He gets the win. And this time, not spoken too soon, it is 2020, all right? Correct? Yeah, we got it right? Yeah. Cool.
I hope you're like
Just
asking your
making sure,
kids
just
around
making
you. It's like, that's 20, right? Like you're asking all your kids, like, that's 20 home across the board, right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, Dad, I got it, yeah.
It's the amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I still need to meet the entire family, bro. It's actually so super cool.
You know, when you first, I think you met my son in a CEO briefly. That's the only kid you've met of mine, but I've not really been to America with the whole family. It's only my son and my daughter. The others didn't exist yet. Now I've got another son and daughter. So, you know.
It's been that long. No, I gotta come over to you, man. I definitely gotta come over to you. But again,
bro,
we talked about it,
coming
man.
here, man. Come on,
Yeah,
come
man.
on. This is the place
Come
to be,
on
baby.
now.
We don't have enough spaces in the schools. People aren't visiting anymore. They're moving here, you know. So this is crazy. So I'll see you soon, bro. But in the meantime, your lovely virtual self will do that beautiful shiny head and the incredibly smooth Filipino skin. No complaints here, pretty boy. I got you. A little bit of bromance here. Okay, statistics.
Nowhere near the helmet. But we are gonna take a look at that, right? We're taking a look at the anti-air department. 5 out of 8 from the side of Shuto.
That's high.
Not
5 out of 8 because he's anti-air with normals.
Exactly,
really good,
exactly
I
that,
think,
right? One of the biggest gripes that we hear from Marisa players is how inconsistent her anti-airs can be.
Exactly,
On the other hand, too,
exactly.
we're taking a look at the OD reversals. We're taking a look at the drive throws, or the tech throws as well. Really, really important, man. Despite not being able to tech as many of the throws, you could tell like the damage just doesn't amount to as much, right? With how many throws that John Takeuchi got away with, it didn't lead to enough to deter Shuto from even trying to tech, right? But
Exactly.
the fact of the matter is, we do have the sudden death situation. Who are you sending up from both teams, in your opinion, for the sudden death? Actually, let's do it for one. Let's for DetonatioN FocusMe. Who do you send up?
I said Higuchi. Sorry, I'd say Fudo. Fudo makes sense for DetonatioN. I'd say Higuchi for Seoul. What do you think? Quickly, they're gonna say it. I'm right,
I was gonna say Fudo. I was gonna say Fudo because I think he was the hottest hands for sure out of all of them.
Yeah, I said Fudo too. Yeah, and for Seoul.
Well, I mean, I think for Seoul they're already gonna set up Higuchi. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're both right. It's gonna be Fudo, isn't it? Let's see.
Unless
the away team has to reveal their player, which they have done. It is Gal Classic with Higuchi. He did have a pretty tough game against Fudo earlier. It's gonna be Fudo. We called it. Let's go.
Fudo indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So
everybody.
this one for 5 points, right, Fish?
That's exactly it. Everybody that's been watching thus far can pretty much make that call out as well. But even if you haven't, I feel like it only makes sense to send up one of your winning members up into the final spot, right? But it's kind of funny. Taking a look at it, Higuchi being in the sudden death spot, you would think maybe send in Shudo because he has the hot hands. He did get the W. I kind of wonder.
I think Marisa beats Gal as well. Sorry, beats the DJ slightly.
DJ, I was gonna say, like, I think Marisa does a pretty good job against DJ overall, right? Being able to go over the projectiles.
Yeah, this
being able
is
to
what I
use
think
Gladius
as
as a counterpoke too.
Yeah, I think DJ's got to change his game plan a little against her. She can make it difficult for him. Probably 5-5, but if there's an edge, I'm personally saying, from what I've seen anyway, Marisa may slightly edge that. So I'm actually surprised they went, as much as I picked Higuchi, I'm surprised they went Higuchi. I went for Japanese pride here, because the Japanese are very prideful. It's all about honor. If you lost to someone, it's all about running it back, regardless of how bad it was or how good it was. So as much as it would make sense, I think if this was an American or an EU team, you're slapping Shuto. Like, they clearly can't counterpick the guy. They tried to counterpick him and they lost. You know, but because of these guys, there's so much honor on the line when it comes to the Japanese players. I thought they'd put Higuchi on because he wants that run back, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So what's he said here?
I think it's kind of logical too, because you're looking to continuously sharpen that blade, right? Higuchi needs to find that data, needs to get as many games as possible against the person that had taken him down in order to improve. And I think that approach is fine, especially in the early stages of the game, early stages of the season. Having this kind of data. And if you look at it in terms of the points, you're not losing out as much, right? You've essentially already tied it. This is only for a little bit extra. I think throwing in somebody who had lost to kind of regain some of that confidence is pretty important. Potentially getting some of that confidence.
5 points. That's a good. Actually, I said something similar at Street Fighter League EU. You'll see. There was a week where I said something similar, because I think so as well. I think if it's only for 5 points, you're sitting in a pretty good position here in the second stage. You're third. No, actually, you might be second now. You just got 20 points. You're second now, yeah, with those 20 points. So, actually, giving one of your more deadly players when he's in form some momentum, an opportunity to like get back on winning terms at the cost of 5 points, it's a no-brainer. Slap it on.
Yeah.
So I think it's 70 versus 75 right now. Yep. These two are sitting top of the table. It's interesting, Vicious, as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure DetonatioN and Seoul had no chance of qualifying last season. They were both kind of battling relegation. And now they're sitting in top 3. I mean, Seoul tops the first stage. It's all gone on its head this season in Street Fighter 6. Love that perfect parry OS.
It's so good. It's actually so good. Everything that's been going on in the world of Street Fighter 6 has been so phenomenal to watch and even experience, whether as like a player, a commentator, etc. It's been really, really engaging too. So, oh, that jump in is everything. In a 1-to-1, look at how aggressive Higuchi is right now. A huge difference in comparison, right? Before, in these knockouts, there we go. Now we're starting to see some of the sonic booms come out, but still so suppressive. Damn.
interesting approach. He was already quite aggressive, but I think he's even more aggressive.
Oh.
Fudo really isn't scared to parry and then just bust out that reversal. He's done it like 8 times.
It's terrifying.
Are you going? Wake up jab. Oh my
no
God,
shot,
what?
Femi.
Oh my goodness.
No shot. I'm
Stop
stealing
that,
that.
stop
That
that,
is actually the sickest option select
What?
for a throw escape. I haven't seen that.
Oh, he's gonna hit the CA? No, gonna save it. Yeah, true. It doesn't kill him. He might win this round.
Kill.
Oh,
He baited him. He thought he baited him.
He's so
Fudo
ready.
is just so ready. How is he so ready?
Oh my God, these guys. I'll tell you what, Vicious, I was playing this game earlier today and I was in the exact same situation multiple times. When I was buffering, just waiting. And the way people can mix up their string set, I just couldn't see it. And I got hit every single time. This guy, the first time he sees it, boom. Different level, man. What an anti-air too, that's worked out.
I love that. That was a punish counter as well.
Wake up. You don't see that often from Go.
He still got 2 in the tank as well.
No, he thought he was going to projectile, he didn't. Meaty connects, that's going to be a dead Guile if he gets this right. And he does exactly that, Vicious. My goodness, Fudo cannot be stopped. I mean,
can we talk about that for a second, F-Word?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
How often have we seen any DJ use a standing medium kick as a meaty? Whenever have we seen that happen?
I actually didn't call that out. Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't call that out. That's a good point. And was it counter hit or was it just normal?
I think it was normal. It was a normal hit because I think Higuchi tried to maybe jump out.
Into the crouch heavy on normal meaty?
Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, it's like you want to play the numbers game too. When you have a DJ in the corner, more often than not, you would want to either like go for a tick throw or do standing medium punch, right? Medium punch is a plus for normal. With standing medium kick, is it because it hits out later? Like maybe like the perfect normal to like bait out a delayed normal perhaps? I don't know,
maybe
but
it's got
like
some left frames, active frames. Actually, when looking at that, that's really interesting the way you use that. And he hasn't really been doing that. He just did it on that occasion.
Right. And it blows my mind.
Can we talk about the corner escape punish as well? Jumped over his head, went into this back heavy kick, right? Landed the first part of back heavy kick, which puts him into air juggle, into the just cool, into the I can't remember what he did afterwards. That was ridiculous. Yeah, so I mean, his DJ is actually getting better. That's scary.
He did OD just cool to put himself in burnout, and then afterwards he ended it in the jackknife.
It was ending.
Heavy jackknife.
It was just a jackknife.
That's
still good.
It was either the jackknife or the Soban. It was one of those two. It was one of the two things. But no matter how you spin it, man, that's a lot of damage off of a escape option. How are you ready for that, bro?
For those of you who don't know, those of you tuning in who haven't been watching Street Fighter League this season, Fudo has the best record in the league coming into this stage. And watching him play those two sets against Higuchi, you can see exactly why. I mean, the guy's just looking absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention he's got a Dow Sim as well, just in case you didn't know. The Dow Sim's pretty ridiculous too. So, man, what a player. Very impressive.
That's terrifying. You hit the nail on the head too. Like something that people need to keep in mind is that Fudo has a secondary character that is not as out there in terms of the data. And best believe Fudo is definitely one of those cats that kind of keep this character under wraps. I think when we see the Dalsim, bro, that's gonna be some next level stuff. I don't think I'm ready for it. Genuinely, I don't think I'm ready to see Dalsim at high level. Other than like,
I mean, we already saw it break hearts
a handful of
at Eva with poor Big Bird. They were very clutch there. But yeah, it's got better since then. Seen some online sets of his Dow Sim. What are these guys saying in the post-match interview? Vish, talk me through this.
So Itabashi, he actually had his first word in, right? Itabashi had said, we were pretty scared of Saishunkan, Soul, Kumamoto, but the results were great. I mean, you can't really ask for more in regards to the amount of points, especially when put in a tiebreaker scenario. Following up, we also had Nauman, who had his piece. Obviously, we had John Takuchi and Fudo speaking last, but yeah, Nauman What he said was, I wasn't that confident in the Ken mirror, but as Street Fighter League goes on, I was beating them up. And like that's pretty evident. I think there's a different level of gameplay that we saw between Nauman and Kabe, right?
You can definitely see it. The confidence oozing through his play and the way he walked him down, the way he didn't seem scared or intimidated in the corner, which is the one place he should be absolutely bricking it in the corner is Ken. But you can tell he's exposed himself to that matchup a lot and he showed in his gameplay.
Yeah, and it's really beautiful to see. Nauman even talked about it himself. He said, I think it's a big advantage when I can win against all of the Kens, so he's going to keep doing that exact thing. I think his confidence is at an all-time high, as it should be. I think his record right now in the second part of the season is phenomenal, especially considering he has a 100% record 1, and his 100% record happens to be against 2 Kens right now. So potentially going to be the Ken killer of the season, who knows, but also going to be backed by other killers as well. We also had words from John Takeuchi. John Takeuchi, I believe he said he wasn't able to win this time, but the team won. Very humble, right? He's still relying on the teammates and giving them the credit and praise. So that's good for today for John Takeuchi, is what he said. Fudo, I feel like, if we talk about his performance before the sudden death battle, there wasn't a lot that he was really fearing, right? And you could probably see that from his post-game interview, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he seems oozing with confidence. He threw himself up against Higuchi to start the first game and then closed out against him as well. I think 1 or 2 players will be looking to avoid Fudo when they're away from home. The bad news for you guys when you're playing these guys at home and he's got one over you. Great news is for them they can pick him for you, and that's what they did in this occasion against Higuchi. Despite his adjustments in that time they the first round, second round, both looked good. And a clutch comeback followed by a dominant round in the end just wasn't enough. Okay. So next team is CYCLOPS. We'll get through it. So it looks like it's referencing CYCLOPS. Where are they in the second stage? Oh, they're bottom the second stage at the moment. We're only a couple weeks in though, aren't we? It's just like 2 weeks.
That's right, yeah. This is only week number 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look at the stats currently with the anti-airs, right? We talk about, well, this is like a pretty short set, right? There was only like a first to 1. So you're not going to see stats that necessarily tell the entire story. But what we will say is that Higuchi, he had a pretty impressive first round, right? I think it was the most aggressive we've seen him. And that kind of fits the theme of playing in a first to 1. Trying to overwhelm your opponent as soon as possible and kind of smother him. But it was up to Fudo to really recognize that. I think that was what we prefaced it with earlier, right? The exact thing was, how soon can Fudo recognize the style of play that Higuchi's bringing to the table in that moment, right? I think, again, Fudo, being the veteran and legend that he is, right, easily able to overcome that, especially in a first to 1. So there you have it right now. It's going to be in the victory of DetonatioN FocusMe. Furthering the lead against Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto. Now they have a 10-point lead, technically, right? We're taking a look at this, man. Yo, I talk about this all the time, man. Like, what do we gotta do to get some of like the cool swag that comes out with the game? Like, if you look on the left, that's gotta be like in the pattern of Jamie, right?
Yeah, clearly. Look at that. They get way too much swag in this region, man. I'm actually, have we seen this as well?
Brother, this is actually sick. So what's really, really cool is that this entire catalog is available for purchase anywhere, by the way. If you check out the QR code, if you check down below of whatever streaming platform that you are on, there's a little banner that leads to the Amazon web shop that allows you to pick out each and every one of these shirts. And I highly recommend it because, again, all of this is limited.
I don't have time.
These are limited, along with the Street Fighter League merch, right? A lot of this supports everything going on in the league. You guys do not want to miss out on some of this merch because, again, it is all exclusive. It is all based off of the season, and you'll never know when it's going to be in rotation again. This one for sure is exclusive artwork. They have the US version, the Japanese version, as well as the EU version. This is actually one of my favorites personally, and I'm getting this ordered, delivered to my house as soon as possible. This is original original artwork coming in from various artists that have really supported the game as well. I don't have the artist name per se on hand, but again, this is exclusive artwork from Street Fighter 6. And you can see it for both Aru and Hamiko, both rocking it out.
Maybe the same guy that did the artwork
right now
for your background there, Vicious, that you clearly have the hook up on, that you've not hooked your boy up with. That's all. And I'll just arrive there with my plain white background. And you got this
it's on the Street Fighter 6 website. It's on the Street Fighter 6 website.
No, that looks pretty high res. That looks too high res to just be from the website. I'm on the website now looking at the leak.
No. In the Street Fighter, actual Street Fighter 6 website, they have a gallery of different pictures and stuff, different wallpapers and whatnot. Done a really great job of throwing all that out there. But man, again, hey, Femi, you can do the same thing. Check out the Amazon link if you guys can. You're able to check it out.
Yeah.
I'll send it over to you.
What is it? No, don't do that. Do you know what it is? Let the people know, because I'm going. I don't know if do they not know? Okay, cool. Sorry, guys.
They do. They absolutely do. You can check it out down below. What are you guys doing? You guys are sleeping on this Amazon store. Again, you can see it throughout the entirety of the AR venue, right? The AR arena, which is actually really cool. Again, be sure to take advantage of this opportunity, because I myself have already bought a sweater, a t-shirt. I'm just waiting for it. You guys got to do the same, especially with the exclusive artwork that only shows up once every so often. Because once it's gone, ladies and gentlemen. That's just how it goes. We're taking a look at everything going on. We've already gotten ourselves up to, what, 2 weeks down? We're currently in our third. We still have 2 more team battles to go. And for everything, for you to be caught up on everything, actually, use that hashtag Street Fighter 6. And also follow along at Capcom_esports for Japan, right? Specifically for the Twitterverse on Japan. It's Capcom_esports, actually. Capcom_esports. I might have said Capcom_fighters. But anyways, Capcom_esports is where you need to go to keep up with everything. In the meantime, you've been tuning into the first team battle. We still have another one coming underway. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be FAB Gaming going up against CYCLOPS Athlete Gaming Osaka. In the meantime, get some snacks, get some refreshments, and also if you're enjoying yourselves, be sure to hit all of the notifications, as well as subscribing to the channel. In the meantime, we'll see you on the other side of this break. When we return, we'll have more Street Fighter League Japan action coming your way. Stay tuned.
違法アップロードではなくクリップ機能であれば問題ありませんので、皆様が思う名場面を広めてください。
はい、ぜひよろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしくお願いいたします。この後は試合準備のため休憩に入らせていただきます。20時16分からは第3節マッチ2サイクロプスアスリートゲーミング大阪対パブゲーミングの模様をお届けしてまいります。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
毒はいかがですか？良いですか？
駒投げって言ったら不動産じゃないですか。そうだね、駒投げでね7年間過ごしましたからね。
そうなんす。
駒投げを打つ打たない 50% だとするじゃん。でそうすると投げの当たるダメージと垂直ジャンプ食らうダメージって絶対垂直ジャンプの方が単価が高いんですよ、だから駒投げの方が弱いんですよ。だから駒投げを 50% で打ってくるんだったら絶対垂直で勝てる、そのダメージレースは。
確かに。
だから駒投げ自体はそこまで俺は恐れる必要はないっていうのがまず結構大事な考え方なんですよね。
はい。
で垂直してもらっていいですか、もう一回。垂直するとなんか対空とかでやられちゃうんで、バックステップすると実はリスクもちょっと少ないかったりもする。で殴れるみたいな。でこれ殴るとパニッシュカウンターするんですごい痛いコンボも狙えますよっていう、で今回はねバックジャンプもキャラによっては結構あり。今ので台形とかいけるかもしれない。もしかしたらでパニッシュカウンターするんでバックジャンプで逃げながらもリスク合わせれるキャラクターとかはそれやるといいと思います。大事なのはリスクを合わすこと。はい、駒投げキャラにずっとこうしゃがんでて待ってて駒投げ食らってる、駒投げうざいよ、いやそりゃそうですよっていう感じなんで、ね、それはちゃんとリスクを与える選択肢を取るといいと思います。
Welcome back to Street Fighter League Japan. This is your boy F Word and I'm here joined by Vicious. We've already seen one crazy game go down, which has huge implications on the top of the table in this second stage. We have another one coming up here. The next one coming up, Vicious. Talk to me about this one.
We got Cyclops, Athlete Gaming Osaka with one of our favorites, loved back by fighting games. none other than Kazunoko, followed by the Wind Devil, one of my favorites personally, Dogura, and also the world's favorite. I feel like there's a lot of people that are big. Exactly that. The theoretical value coming in next with Fenrich. Still don't know what that means, but I'll tell you what, it's nothing but extraordinary coming in from Goichi as the leader of Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka. These guys have been so dominant in the first half of it. However, going into the next half, they have quite the competition, and damn, what is going on? Yo, he pulled a muscle. He had to have pulled a muscle, right?
Well, they're up against FAV, who were sitting top of the table at the start of this season. Of the second stage, you got Bonchan, of course, rocking it. We know him very well. That loot getting stronger every time we see it. None other than the one and only Tokido, the murder face himself, rocking that incredibly deadly Ken is on this team too. And you know what? It wouldn't be this team if it wasn't for the one and only Ryusei. Doesn't have his patented Urian, but he's found a very interesting way to play with this game. Some purple stuff to mention the least. And then of course, Sakanoko, the one and only, rocking that deadly Chun-Li and other characters to his arsenal. I think he's got an Aki too these days. Well, you guys need to watch out. So this team on paper, Vicious, I remember when Street Fighter League Japan was first announced. Not first announced, like 2 seasons ago it was announced. And this team, we were like, why is this even allowed? Where's the balance, you know? But they've underperformed every season, in my opinion, considering how strong we got 2 EVO champions in there. You got one of the best fighting game players in history in there. You got one of the best breakout young players in it. The team is incredible. This season, though, they seem like they're finally finding their feet. Right? I think that's fair to say.
I think that's fair. Considering how, you know, we talk about the composition, we talk about like the accolades of some of these players. Some of these guys just know how to break down fighting games earlier than others. I think they have that advantage of being legacy players, right? Being under the pressure, being thrown in certain circumstances. We could say that too, but at the same time, I feel like Street Fighter 6 is a different twist where we start to see some of the new guys actually take down some of the older heads. We've literally seen that from last weekend over in Singapore, where one of the top players that we see here, Tokido, fell short to Chris Wong, right? Now, taking a look at this right now, though, they're a pretty strong team, right? They're still going to be a strong team. Probably contenders for the top spot even. But looking at it right now, it really depends. I think Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka, their composition is they'll digest the information early and then take advantage of that afterwards. I feel like that's been their theme majority of the time. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see an evenly matched game between these two teams.
That's obviously been a weakness for them as well, Cyclops, because they're actually bottom of the table in this second stage. You know, like you said earlier, they had a decent run the first stage. Can they finish 5th? Yeah, 5th in the first stage, qualifying through with 180 points. But in this second stage, they've been off to a terrible start 2 weeks in. 3rd week now, need to get some more points on the board. Just 20 points out of a possible 80 they've had so far. On the flip side, FAV, best result possible. The 2 teams underneath them almost pretty much drew. So they were sitting at the top by 5 points when they started. Now, you know, DetonatioN's managed to catch up 25 points, so now only 20 points clear. But if they can nail 40-0 here, their gap at the top just increases. So they got the best outcome possible earlier. We'll see if that can capitalize upon. So as mentioned, the Cyclops Goichi with the shades is going to be rocking that Chun-Li going first. I think he might be the best Chun-Li in the world from what I've seen. Who's he going up against, Vicious?
Well, I mean, they picked off Tokido to throw him in there first as the big counter pick. Now, what's really funny, I think Chun-Li does a fairly decent job against the Shotos. I think she does a good job against both Luke and Ken. And it's kind of weird to say Luke is a Shoto now, but he's a pseudo Shoto, right? I think he's earned that right. But yeah, I think Chun-Li does a pretty good job. So I'm very interested behind the decision making as to why they decided to throw out Tokido. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm actually quite curious, and I would love to hear from the chat, also over on Twitter as well. Let me know. I feel like a lot of that opinion is slowly starting to spread out. I think a lot of people are starting to figure out that maybe Chun-Li could be a bit of an answer to someone like A. Ken, right?
ただ絞ると
Yeah, I mean,
すごい強さを
you're scared of the
発揮
drive
する
rush.
時戸さんなんですけど
Dragon
いや
Lash is an issue
そうで
too.
すね
He's got run,
いない
stop,
い
ない
run, step, kick. His movement is just very difficult to deal with. Then you throw the fireball in there. Chun-Li mitigates almost all of that just by having that kick in on the screen. So I was speaking to Phenom about this at Street Fighter League EU, and he thinks this matchup is a solid win for Chun-Li. He's not the first Ken I've heard say it. So it's interesting, like you said, that Takedo's going to opt for himself here. Ken is an absolute beast of a character, but he does have some matches that are slightly uphill. This might be one of them.
高いですし、チュンリー側としてはやっぱり勝
We'll
ちたい
see.
っていうような
We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. But taking a look at these stats, I actually didn't get to pull them up just yet, but I will momentarily. Now, I think Goichi again was off to a rocky start, didn't get the points that he was looking for, but also looked to be one of the trendsetters with his character, right? I think Chun-Li was, I feel like his secondary character, if you looked at his beginnings of the game, right? He started things off with Luke initially, had a very dominating Luke early on. In different avenues and different competitions, but over in the league, I think he stuck it out with Chun-Li a little bit more. Not the best in terms of point earnings, but if you look at the other side of the table with Takedo and his overall record, right? I think Takedo, let me see. Despite being a top point earner from the previous season, here we are. Takedo going into his matches here. He was 5 of 7 in the first stage. Second stage, he's at 50%, which isn't bad, right? Considering, all things considered, the matches he had to play against, I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I can see Takedo, you know, bringing this back. He's 1 and 2 here so far, second stage. But also play 4. And his team, like we said, started the day on top of the table. They're going to be super confident going into this. So they put him up here. We're going to get into it. Goichi versus Takedo. We have liftoff.
We talked about the records thus far. I didn't get to mention Goichi's record thus far, too. Man, that's one of the biggest things that we're looking for, too. The Hazanchu over the Fireball. We'll talk about the records later. Damn, what a schmicks!
We're still trying to do that.
Oh. So problematic. Oh, that's a big sweep. That could have been so much more.
Great punish.
Oh, burnout.
Oh yeah, could have done more.
Still managed to steal it. I like that. We see a big opener now from Takedo. OD uppercut. Get off of me. What a time to bust it out. Oh man, in rebuttal too. Again! Oh, these guys are nuts!
Oh, Goichi, please. The man ready.
Oh, nothing from it. What an awkward exchange. Takedo burning himself out as well. He dropped a lot of opportunities off of that punish counter. Oh.
Wow, since he got that bar back.
Man,
what's the choice?
Tell me what you're feeling about this round in particular. Takedo, I feel like, I can't really call it, I can't put my finger on it, but obviously he's dropped a lot of damage, right?
He has, yeah, he's had some opportunities to go begging. Still able to clutch it out. Oh wow, just when you said Takedo's dropping, now it's that's gonna be an expensive drop. We're gonna get the juggle state here, burns her out. Momentum too.
Whoa.
Brave button.
Spot on, really.
Oh, perfect parry, always sweet.
Oh, that's huge. And the conversion nice and easy. How often have we seen Takedo still manage to bring back rounds off of that low medium kick alone? I mean, any Ken for that matter.
That was very nice play from him. Just the meter management too, I must say, was just brilliant. Just sat there and burn out, waited for his bar to come back. As soon as he got it back, went straight for the kill and he got it. Okay, 1-0.
Yeah, that's right. For the side of Takedo. No, actually, doesn't. have a punish for him ready. No crosscut, really, from the side of Takedo. Normally, he's the one to kind of abuse people coming out of the corner. Very interesting. Potential kicks as well. Wake up level 1. Dastardly. Again, no opportunity for these low medium kicks, right, family?
Spatial awareness is what's making it hard to implement.
Oh.
Surprise attack. Oh, good block on the overhead.
That's a punish counter.
Punish too.
Oh, that's so dire right now. Makes sense to the level 2.
Again, my goodness. He's gonna live here. It's gonna be guess for game. Oh my goodness, Takedo, please. Please stop. Somebody stop this man.
Put the controller down. Damn. How often do you get to see that, Femi? Like, how often do you get to see players react to Dragon Lash raw and be able to perfect parry that?
Honestly, on YouTube, not that often. Yeah, I think Capcom is the best example. You're right, you know, it's something that we've seen demonstrated as a clear counter for the move, but we don't see it demonstrated in real life. Even the bloody butt splash from Honda, I don't see it parried as much in real life.
Oh, I don't know about all that, man. The butt splash, there's so much time after. Like, all the way down, at least.
In tournament, I just think we're missing it.
Oh. Do you think it's a fair assessment to say that we've seen more Dragon Lashes go I guess like, oh my god. We'll talk about that later. I was gonna say talk about uncontested, but speaking of, yo, Takedo looking uncontested right now against Goichi. Goichi's off the map, dude. He's not even in the player camera anymore, but 2 games straight for the side of Takedo. Pretty convincing. Now, we talked about some of the big punishes that Goichi could have potentially had off of the low medium kicks, but it just kind of came by the wayside, I feel like, for Takedo to clean it all up.
Yeah, he looked a little rusty there. There's some conversions he missed. Although he got some really sharp counter hit jab into crouch mediums, his overall game looked a bit flustered. He was absorbing a lot of pressure, giving up a lot of ground, scared to throw fireballs. Just not the Goichi we know, but fantastic play. All the credit to Takedo for putting him in that state. Just looking at what Takedo said beforehand, he said he was aiming to practice. He's been practicing a lot for Chun-Li, so he's super ready. So despite what we said at the start there, Vicious, you can see here that it's a very fightable matchup as we know. But with extra practice like what Takedo's clearly done, even more so fightable, and he's put himself up against Goichi and it's paid off brilliantly. What a result. There's the stats. So what's that? 3 out of 3, both of these guys anti-air perfectly. Just the 1 throw tech from Takedo, but only the 1 throw attempt. As well.
Right. But I think what's really impressive from both ends is the OD reversal, right? 3 out of 3 from both of them. That's actually kind of insane. Like, they were going at it on wake-ups, and I don't think I've ever seen that stat be 100% on both ends before.
They weren't really putting themselves in the situation enough as well. Good discipline. I think jumps are just going to be way less in Japan in general. They're so good at playing on the ground. So 10 points for FAV. They go back to the top of the table with that as well, I believe. No, actually. No. They didn't have 5 points. Go top. I believe Kumamoto is on 75. So that's the captain point. Okay, who's going to come out now?
All things considered, I mean, they still have a potential how many more points left to get, right? So, I mean, even if they get shut out here, I still think it's not that bad of a look, considering their current lead, right? Or their previous lead going into this week's battles. But going into the next game, obviously, damn, Fenrich's voice is mad deep. I actually didn't realize it.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever heard Fenrich. Yeah, you're right. It is mad deep. It sounds like one of the bad guys in that movie.
さあ続いてホーム側ボンちゃん
I
に
have
も
your
意気
mother
込
in
み
a
伺い
chamber
た
in
い
a
と
house
思い
down
ます
the
が
corner. You must give me
ちょっとボンち
2
ゃん
million
が
dollars.
現実選手来たことに
Or beat me in a first
Okay,
attempt.
Bonchan's gonna come up.
と思っていたというおっしゃってましたがボンちゃん的にはいかが
I'd be shaking alone. Imagine first 10 to 7 family members like, this is not the game you want to be playing. You got to react to the drive impact with lives on the line? No, no, no.
セオリーですよね
No, thank you. Definitely no, thank you. Oh, I have a better shot of like wiring 2 million to his bank account than trying to take him down in the first attempt. Right? But all things considered, this is going to be a very interesting bout, right? It's going to be JP. Actually, not really interesting. I was going to come up with like some sort of like crazy story behind it, but this is actually going to be very, very sturdy. I think this is a very big statement that Bonchan wants to make. I think he has a firm understanding of the JP matchup now and just kind of wants to show it off. I think him going up next is more of a I want to make sure that all of my practicing against JP is more than just theory crafting now. I want to show the proof in my work. And I think he's doing a great job thus far against all the other JPs that I've been seeing on the CFN. So I want to see, I think this is the exact moment he was waiting for. He's been practicing specifically for another JP. And it happens to be Fenrich, so this is his moment. I think this is going to be a very, very confident pick. But your opinion, Femi, between Luke and JP, we've seen a handful of this go on, not even just in the realm of Street Fighter League, we've seen it on the offline premiere as well. We've seen an abundance of this matchup. What are your thoughts of Luke versus JP?
I think it's 5-5 from what I've seen. Luke's got some really cool ways to navigate the projectiles. He's got an above average drive rush. His jump heavy punch is actually quite irritating for JP to deal with. I've seen it trade with or even stuff the crouch heavy punch anti-air, so finds himself hesitating to anti-air. Sandblaster just keeps the projectiles at bay for a little while, just gives him time to figure out the patterns his opponent might be doing. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say it's like 5-5 because there's so many answers on both sides. Now we're not speaking about what JP can do. We're just speaking about Luke because it's by default. It's JP. We know what the character's capable of. But I just think Luke has some great answers for that neutral game where JP tends to excel if the character's not versatile or flexible.
Yeah. We've seen a culmination of different types of counters that can be implemented against JP's neutral game. Also specifically against the Fireball game. Luke happens to have those options as well, having a pretty decent speed to his drive rush, being able to also counterpoke pretty effectively. But I think the bane of a lot of players' existence right now, not even just for JP, is that darned jump fierce, right? That jump heavy punch is such a killer, such a neutral buster, if you will. We'll see if that ever comes to fruition. Oh my god, right out the gate, crouching jab from the drive rush, Bonchan off to a very, and the whiff punish. It's it, man. That's it. Call it right now. Round 1 has to go to Bonchan, right?
I mean, he baited an OD reverse. That's not what he was struggling to do.
GG's!
Right. Phenomenal open around there from Bonchan. Fenrich needs to get started now, and that's a good opening.
We're waiting for another vital moment. If Bonchan gets another explosive opener, this is actually, it might just be one of them.
Oh. Wow. Swipe at the end of your strings, baby.
Seeing the patience here from Bonchan, really trying to pick apart the big openings, but no, it's Fenrich readjusting, using the departure as well in the back throw. Scarier. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of damage.
He had the count hit jab. Had the count hit jab. The links to crash face. Just unfortunate.
I'm still not used to seeing that juggle, by the way. I'll never be used to seeing a jump medium kick juggle into a standing heavy punch afterwards. That heavy punch is something crazy. I was gonna say something fierce, but I don't want to be like about puns. But this level 3, this is a huge rebuttal from Fenrich. Departure, stuck like in between the sandwich.
That was sick.
Set it up.
Oh, gonna get
That's OD.
Wow, what a
That's
turnaround.
actually OD. Yo,
Massive
the
turnaround.
comeback from Fenrich, too.
Big time.
So talk to me a little bit about that, Femi. Like, what did we see before our very eyes? It looked pretty confident for the side of Bonchan, did it not?
Started great for Bonchan. Just needs to get his game going a bit sooner. Wasn't able to really initiate anything. This time he is taking that initiative. There's that sweep in the corner, only -6 on that. See a lot of the JPs whip it out surprisingly. Oh, very important block.
OD uppercut, get off of me. The overhead doesn't get blocked. I don't know about that finisher. That's fine, and it's gonna be Bonchan still repeating the results of the previous game. First round in his pocket.
These rounds are so volatile, Vicious. This is so back and forth.
I feel like that's the nature of JP and Luke, let alone individually, but them two together, that's a problem.
Oh no, the medium got whiffed. Missed his charge. He's gonna get a reset though. He's gonna get level 3. I think that's dead. If he gets this right, he does. Man, that just worked out. He jumped his combo there, Vicious. Got a reset with a jump medium kick. Happened to hit. Had the 2.5 bars. Built it up. Bonchan. Showing why he went up here. Getting himself that much needed 10 points.
Hear me out, F word. Hear me out.
Ultimate.
Humor me for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he dropped that combo intentionally?
Oh, God. There's only 1-0. I thought it was 2-0. Okay. 1-1 then.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like that could have been a thing. Who knows?
If we did, I need to go to training mode and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking jacket
off. Into the corner. I love that. The very delayed crosscut DP. That was awkward. What was that? That was actually kind of crazy. That was sharp enough for the anti-air actually to get stuffed out. I don't know what the timing was, but maybe Fenrich just wasn't in time for the crouching heavy punch to connect against Montre. The departure and the big counter poke coming in from Bonchan as well. Man, you thought you could bring it on in there? That was so tricky. Did you see the stutter step, Femi? Did you see him stutter step making Fenrich think there was going to be a throw?
That was so nice. Little stagger, got him to press something. Bonchan moves into game point.
Oh. Waiting out the parry himself. Departure into the spike. Perfect parry. Looking for the corner carry. Safe jump setup. Baits out the throw. Gets the punish counter. Flying himself with advantage.
Great blocks. Parried it out and blocked it out.
Didn't really get to
he's
spend
not
the
ready for that
drive
drive
kicks,
rush
too.
in.
Nobody ever is, Femi.
One more bet. It's another throw. Yeah, he can't do that. He had enough health to drive rush back. He did. But that swipe, you can actually drive rush it early and it's guaranteed punish.
I actually missed it. That was a block, right? I don't think that was a punish counter, if I'm not mistaken, right, Femi?
No, it was a block.
Okay.
But he had enough health to drive rush back and he wasn't in burner. So, man, clever from unfortunate for Fenrich, but clever from Bonchan, capitalized. And we're off to another 20-point lead here. This is coming a regular theme. I've seen these guys try 20 points to start. See if they can hold on to it.
I'm always about the possible sudden death matches. I mean, like, I don't mind being up this late, obviously, because I'm not going to be sleeping anyway. But if I reward you with even more Street Fighter 6 games, then that'd be phenomenal. Right now it is 20 minutes to 5 in the morning.
はい、それではスタッツの方を準備できたということで見ていきましょう。
But that's fine with me, baby.
Okay, let's get this. Yeah, you're a vampire, bro. What's that? 0 and 4 now, NTS. Well, that's not good if you're JP. And this is what I'm talking about, that loot jump, heavy punch. Or there were angles that made him not lack confidence in anti-air. 0-0, protects 1 in 6 reversals hit.
Nah, that's tech throws, baby.
Tech throws, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so again, these guys, nobody's teching. That's the theme of the show. A high level play. So this is just, if it wasn't obvious enough before, these statistics make it painfully obvious even more so now.
I mean, you think about the risk rewards. I mean, you were a competitive player yourself, right? When you were able to assess the risks and rewards, like you're gonna stay consistent with that, right? So it seems to me like in terms of the characters, it's like how often would you see yourself eating damage to a big normal opening in comparison to a throw from either one? Granted, JP I feel like is a special case because of departure, right? The fact that departure exists, especially OD departure, that leads to fat damage, or it could lead to fat damage. So it's really difficult to call, I feel like, defending against a JP in comparison to a Luke.
Couldn't agree more. It's just there's just too much to think about, a lot to think about, a lot for him to he can manipulate. Bontan did a great job, but that's just one JP. We've got another JP coming up now here in anchor position in the form of Ryusei. And he's going to be going up against, is it Dogura? I see Dogura on the screen, but we need to check.
Yeah, that's guaranteed, baby. That is guaranteed, sir. All things considered.
JP's a very suspicious character, man. He wears like a top hat, suit, cane, but he's got no limp. If you watch Boondocks, then you know you probably know what I'm getting at here. JP is a little suspect, man. I have some workers under him or something.
As much as I would love to comment that, I will keep it to myself. But I will say this, you're not alone in that regard. So this is a very interesting run back. Dogura is put in the away spot, right? So they're already locked in. This is more of a pride matchup, I feel like, for Ryusei. Ryusei is the one gunning for the rematch against Dogura, right? Dogura actually was the one who lost against Ryusei in Singapore. And he had said it in his pregame interview. Lost to Ryusei, practiced to get revenge, but we're in a bad situation right now, so he'll do his best. Ryusei, I don't mind him going up and taking the reins on this one, right? If you got the advantage before from the previous weekend, and you still have that strategy in mind, I think if you were in Ryusei's shoes, you would think to yourself, I was like, all right, I'm confident enough to replay the strategy with a little bit of changes to it and see where I need to do, what I need to do going forward to figure out other DJ players using Dogura as a sample. I think this makes a lot of sense for the home decision, for the home team to put up Ryusei again.
Yeah, Ryusei, I mean, he's playing JP as well. It's very difficult to topple. Very capable. They've played recently as well. And interestingly enough, you know, you mentioned what Dogura said, but Ryusei actually said despite winning in Singapore, he practiced specifically for Dogura in this set. And if Dogura wasn't picked in the top 3 lineup, for those of you who don't know, you got 4 players. You reveal your top 3 for your 3 in order, players and characters. If Dogura wasn't in that 3, he probably would have sat out anyway. So he wouldn't have played. So that just goes to show how important his role is in securing points against Dogura, one of the most legendary Street Fighter players in the world.
Yeah, he's got the accolades of a champ for sure. In a multitude of different games as well. I think he's definitely one of the more informed players. I think he's had a really early, successful early career with Street Fighter 6 in regards to like his previous accolades and also teaming up with his friends along the way. I think that's really important. But Ryusei, not one to shy from the competition. I think historically when we saw Ryusei, his overall growth, he's really stepped up to the bat. He's really done a fantastic job of like showing off what exponential growth really looks like. I think in his overall career from 5. I think him in control of a character like JP is really much up his alley because he's also a multi-game enthusiast, right? All right, here we go. First game between the two.
It's the big 20-pointer
pretty
as well.
aggressive. We're already there, huh? Oh, what a time to counter poke. Oh, wait, fights his way out of the corner.
Checks
Yeah,
the drive
dude. Oh,
rush with
man.
the crouch medium into the click.
That's all you, man. Fan.
Oh man,
Fan.
this guy. This guy. Good lord.
Talk to me about it, man.
I mean, it's just the optimization that he goes for there to get to level 2, build the meter as well in the process of executing the combo. It's just ready for every scenario, it seems.
Oh,
Apart from that one.
oh, that could have been so huge too, catching the backdash perhaps, but no, Ryusei, he's still keeping it under wraps, man. That low medium kick is such a bully in certain matchups. Actually, no, not even certain matchups, in all matchups.
Let him get up there. That should be it. Gonna spend level 2 just to make sure. First game.
We can appreciate that.
First round for Dogura. Sorry for Ryusei in this Dogura match.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely appreciate that. Just checking those dashes, dude. Ain't no easy feat.
yeah, it's a really great normal, right? It's a good, decent range. It pushes JP forward as well. But now we're in a situation where Dogura can really highlight the strengths of DJ, right? This damage coming in is going to be so problematic. But if you get a perfect parry in, that can alleviate the stress all the faster. Oh, all the way out of the corner too.
Oh, that works.
All the easier, I should say. Sounds a double departure, forward throw. The second part of it, that's going to be more than enough damage. Yes, sir. It's going to be Ryusei. Pretty convincing. We're starting to see that strategy become consistent for Ryusei's side.
Man, the throw mileage is just so scary against JP. You kind of, even if you trained yourself not to tech, you might have to consider teching, because when you've got that portal above your head and he goes for a throw, that is not normal damage, man.
You're not fooling me, bro. I'm not teching at all.
Ooh, trade to the roundhouse.
The punish counter set up for departure. No, it's going to be the Phantom instead. Yeah, it's because we're looking for the burnout, right? Oh, that's not the right time to do it, Ryusei. He was absolutely ready for it. That was a target combo first, also from the side of Ryusei. Good recognition. Oh. Send it out.
He's really been aggressive. He doesn't care if he got meter or not. He will activate too. Good, great blocking, but he's gonna get burnt out. Yeah, burns himself out with a drive reversal. So as I burn myself out on my terms, wake up level 2. Dogura's like, leave me alone.
There's the dash up, meaty pressure. No, he lets him out for free. Forward throw again. It's gonna be great for Ryusei, considering the meter. Oh boy, punish counter. I lied to each and every one of you. Right when I said considering the meter, that punish counter was just enough to get Dogura in a place where he could build back his drive gauge and inflict maximum damage. What a trade!
Stop that. Oh my god, they just called again. Whiffing buttons and whiff punching them automatically.
The defense from Dogura.
Another level 2. Dogura's clearly practiced how to block this. He gets opened up though, commentator's curse. No reset. Ah, he's ready. Waiting for the meaty drive impact. But Dogura was having none of it. Wake up EX, which can actually lose, by the way, Vicious. 2 drive impact. The hits aren't rapid enough. I think the timing just works out there.
No, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, I think that I've seen moments where it was like, if you delay it too much, you won't be able to get the first 2 hits on time and get completely blown up. I've seen that happen on the big stage as well. But how are you feeling about this overall matchup, right? I don't think we actually had the time to discuss our thoughts between DJ and JP.
状況を作ってから打ってるんで、相当いい
the player matchup, Dogura versus Ryusei?
しのいでますね。
Or
I'd much
character?
rather talk about the character
さ
matchups
あこのタイ
actually.
ミングで、
Yeah, I think I've seen DJs go for this matchup quite a lot. That drive rush gives him a chance. He's got, you know, light so back towards got great range
応援コメント
to catch him
ご
trying
紹
to set
介して
up
いきたいと
those
思います
portals and
アカウント名
and
朝木さん
I think DJ does all right, but JP doesn't lose. It's another classic case of this character has tools to hang with JP. Doesn't mean JP loses. JP probably still wins, or maybe it's 5.
藤枝さん
But
からも
yeah,
いただいておりま
I've
す
seen it played and made
大将
really hard
流星
actually.
君頑張れ
It might be worse than
快
5.
進撃を引っ張ってくれいということで
I think this is one of those
Big breath there
instances
from
where
Ryusei, isn't it?
ここで
Sorry, go ahead,
リュウセイ
Josh.
If there's
う
ever
ん
if there's ever like I feel like this is also one of those classic matches where if there ever is an advantage, it's a very slight one on either side of the table. But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm more inclined to think that maybe it's on the side of JP. But that's just me. That's just me off basing it off of like my sample size from the NA region, right?
Basing it from all the ridiculous JPs you've seen busting heads.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Anti-air. Very much so there.
Oh, he's looking for the throw bait, doesn't come. Yeah, he's going for a crazy now. Oh, there's that trap. Oh, nice
That was a very
conversion.
early.
There's a jump.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
no, you don't. The trap rush every time. Oh, it's such a good winning button. Just when you thought it was your turn.
Everybody gets caught with it too. Everybody in the world eventually is going to get caught with a drive rush forward from a DJ player, right?
Ooh. Ryusei trying his best to make this competitive. Does want Fudos getting up to a lead. There's an anti-air. Oh, he's been doing a ton of those. Still hasn't picked up on it.
Oh my gosh, and he's going to keep on doing it. Oh, that's actually parry.
Barry, there's up in there. Big
Oh,
jumping.
no,
Oh, he
there-
could have converted. Level 2 again. Carries it all up, gets thrown.
No
Oh,
way.
No, you didn't, Ryusei. Yes, you did.
No way, man.
Oh, the cheek.
That is, it truly is cheeky. Yeah, you can say it. I'll say it with you, bro. That's. Unbelievable. The audacity.
Wow, crash me in the OS. Oh, the meaty connects is going to hurt big time. Is he going to go for a reset to kill here?
Oh, again!
Josh?
I love that.
Wow. Man like Ryusei, it was looking all horrible for him. It looked like Dogura was going to run away with this after that first round. But Ryusei clutched out the second round, and now he's well and truly back in his fight. I think he goes to a 2-1 lead now as well. So, man, FAV could very well walk away with 40 points, and they already top when the day started. That is crazy. This next round could determine it.
Oh. Yeah, to be fair, I think Gogura is doing a fantastic job of trying to either like stave off the offense from Ryusei. His defense has been pretty on point. His offense is doing a lot of damage as he should, but it's just those clutch moments from Ryusei that have really been excelling him above anything that Gogura wants to get done. And look at this, making all the right decisions right now. Just like that. Look at that match point. Ryusei with a very commanding lead thus far.
Oh, what for a check. Fudos drops a few combos and misses an anti-air. Face out the stand throw. Ryusei gets his opening though.
Out of the corner. That was such a tricky angle. Did you see that?
Level
he
3.
barely made it out of the corner, F-word.
Oh Oh, he's burnt out. It's a great situation for JP. Oh, jumping, no. Oh, he's ready to juggle as well. Oh, it's too far. Yes, it's too far. Seen it. It's just a bit too close. You can confirm that, but you just need to be a lot closer. He's burnt out now.
Oh, dang, I knew it.
100% hit rate. He can't miss. He can't miss. Oh my goodness.
This man don't miss. This dude Ryusei don't miss. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. This guy's crazy. You know what's okay? Let me tell you something real quick.
Man. Sorry, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
As soon as that departure ripped, as soon as he took that teleport, I looked at the amount of bar he had left, and I knew for sure. I'm like, dude, this is one of the harder moments to kind of tell that the command grab is coming. This is easily one of the harder moments because it could be like a block string, could be anything else, but that was actually so dastardly of him to do it again. Because it's like, how often has he gotten hit by it? It's like, you know what? There's no way he's gonna do it again, right? He definitely was, though, and he did. That's actually so hard. It's so hard to call.
Extremely hard to call, especially when you look at how good Dogro was looking for a time. Didn't matter. Massive result, I must say, for FAV. They've continued the second stage of the season really well, and it just got a whole lot better with that result, man. I believe that was them 40-0. No Sako needed? Did we see that? Wait. Hold on a second.
No Sako needed, that's correct.
No Sako needed, right? I'm just trying to remember, did I see Sako play? Or I'm thinking of,
no,
you
did not.
Goichi's
You had Tokido.
Okay, no, we did. Tokido, Bonchan, Ryusei. Okay, and Ryusei is having a pretty decent season too. He's up there in the top like 6 top performers of the season. He's here again in the second stage, getting us points for his team. And these guys are cruising now, man. They are like, you know, looking to really make a claim for that first place in the second stage. They were just 5 points away from it in the first stage. Vicious, just 5 points away. Now here they are doing their magic.
I think it's pretty impactful to see Ryusei face off against another DJ, right? There's a lot of factors in play here. One, he was very familiar with Dogoro's play. 2, he had a chip on his shoulder because he lost to a DJ prior, right? In week number 1 of the second stage, he lost to Fudo's DJ. So that in line goes perfectly well with what Ryusei needed to accomplish this week. I think this is a very, very satisfying week for Ryusei. Being able to close it out the anchor spot is important. Being able to take it down against somebody who's beat is important from Singapore. And also, starting to see that progression towards figuring out the DJ matchup is ever so important. So Ryusei hitting all 3 of those marks, I think is phenomenal. They got to be feeling really, really great about themselves, specifically getting 40 points on the board. I think the first team right now to hit the triple-digit mark, right? That's going to be... they got to be at the 100-point mark now.
Yeah, you're right. They're on 100 points. Yeah, that's exactly what they're on. They started the day at 60. They just bagged the 40-0. They're sitting on 100 points. And let's hear from the team. I think Sako said, I'd love to hear what they're laughing about. We'll find out soon. Japanese speakers on the stream, let me know. Sako said it was awesome. We made our order based on the player coming in. So I didn't go on because the player that I was kind of preparing for didn't play. But it doesn't matter, we still got a superb win. And then, of course, I think Tokido had some words as well there, Vicious, didn't he?
Yeah, so a lot to really talk about in regards to their decision-making as to putting Tokido up against Goichi, right? He was really confident, as he says, I was really tuned in for Chun-Li. So thank you to the practice partners. Obviously, I think Tachikawa had been a very, very important piece of that too. I think a lot of players have been talking about Tachikawa, but Tachikawa doesn't even play Chun-Li. But overall, the practice partners, it has to be like in the same camp as Tokido. But I would actually want to know. I want to look at his CFN and thoroughly dissect who his practice partners were specifically for Chun-Li. So big ups for all of that from Tokido. What did Bonchan have to say about his matchup going up against Fenrich?
Yeah, Vicious, he actually says he went into that match feeling really confident. I think this is why they started laughing a second ago. He went in feeling confident this time, and Sako said that he was practicing for Fenrir with JP, so he got that exposure, got that understanding of the character, how to fight him from his teammate, and you know, just absolutely went to town and got the big result. I think everyone just pulled their weight this week, just phenomenal performance all around. And this is the FAV I thought we would have seen a couple of seasons ago when they didn't even come close to qualifying. This season they're sitting on the top of the table. I think 25 points clear and laughing life, so very impressive from them.
The whole live, laugh, love on this team, huh? Is that what that is?
まあ通ったんですからね。いいと思います。
That's what it feels like right
まあで
now.
もね、当たる
We're getting the we're getting the closing remarks. Don't tell me he's getting teary-eyed right now. Let me feel the emotion coming in from Ryusei. He can live in his moment. That's
Tell me
totally
what they're
fine.
saying. It does look a little bit emotional, doesn't it?
ファンの皆さんに
You know what?
I think he's being
it is a
dramatic.
long overdue for FAV. I wouldn't be surprised if you know they just feel like maybe this is their season, man. You know, don't celebrate too early, Ryusei. Don't get too excited too quick.
チームとしてはちょっとね嫌な
What happened yet?
プレイヤーが揃ってるね
But they
んけ
look
ど
great.
まあそこしっかり勝って1位独走
I think it's fine. I think
応援よろしく
the way they're playing right now, establishing their lead early, very similar to previous seasons, mind you, but with the way that the team is playing, with the way that they've been formulating the strategies and putting out the correct players up for the home side. No doubt in my mind they're going to continue to sharpen that sword. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, they have a very hefty lead against everybody right now. They're the first to hit 100 points on the table here for the rest of the competition. You just experienced FAV Gaming face off against Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka. We have just concluded our second team battle of the week. We still have one more to go between Shinobism and GyoGun, but to kind of recap again, we still have to take a look at the stats. Dogura versus Ryusei. What are we looking at? So obviously from the top, we talk about the character used. After that, in the best of 3, how many W's they got. Anti-airs, right? 3 out of 8 from the side of Dogura. Little tricky, I feel like. Not consistent enough.
And what the bottom one is driving.
That is correct.
Yeah, so the drive impact there is 2 out of 3, 0 out of 3, 1 to 2. So that's actually a great tool against him. Those throws though, it's a bit of a highest than we've seen overall. I mean, we haven't seen anyone take this much all day really. But it didn't matter in the end. Ryusei was able to get it going, and it was a 3 out of 5, so maybe that's why the numbers are a bit higher. Still quite a low number when you think about 3 out of 5.
Brother, 0 of 12 against a DJ throw? That's actually like, that's a pretty high number, man. That's double digits, baby.
Oh man, this is yeah, this has been very impressive. Okay, so take throws. Yes, no, it's pretty fair. It even makes sense, but it doesn't give too much away. Both of these guys clearly had a decent strategy, and it did go back and forth, but I think Ryusei just had the killer instinct when it mattered the most, Fish. And when he needed to get going and go and close it out, that's exactly what he did. So there's the result. That's what we talked about. 40 points on the board. We haven't seen too many 40-0s this season, even in the first stage. There was a couple, but wasn't something that happened very, very often. Here we are in the second stage, and we've got 40-0.
Funny that you mentioned that actually. With FAV Gaming, this is their second week in a row that they've gotten a 40-point ball game, right? Last week they faced off against Shinobism Gaming and had a fully fledged victory. And I had to check that myself. I actually forgot about that already because it's been a very long break in between. But hey, speaking of which, we had something that had been released for about a week now. You guys can actually get all of
EU
these
teams there too. This is sick.
That's right, over at the Battle Hub, you can definitely get yourself the button to support your fellow teams, or some of the teams that you've been invested in, some of them that you've been emotionally invested in, over in Street Fighter League Japan, US, as well as Europe. You can pick them up at the Battle Hub. They're currently in rotation. Be sure to rock it out with your custom characters as well. I, for one, had collected all the JP ones. I'm looking for all the US ones, but also the Europe ones, man. You guys are about to take everything in my virtual wallet to be a part of the club, really. And it feels like collector's items, right? It feels like, you know, you have it under like like a jacket. You have all the badges. It's like, take a look at all my gym badges, right? It looks pretty
電
cool.
子チケット販売プラットフォーム在庫にて対象となるチケットをご購入いただくことで在庫で配信されるストリートファイターリーグプロ JP 2023
You know,
What's this
Femi,
for? Vish, talk to me.
店舗や施設
this is this is where we get to talk about the league, essentially. Everything that's been going on thus far. I mean, you've been a really big part of it as well. We've seen how the fan caravans have been really active. But for the most part, we see a lot of activity from fans all around the world, right? We've seen a lot of activity in regards to the response of Street Fighter League from not just Japan, but also US and Europe as well, right?
詳細は在庫販売ページまたはストリートファイターリーグ公式サイトをご覧ください。そして最後に
Well, keeping in mind, we still have a lot of collaborations going forward in the realm of Street Fighter 6. Obviously, you can see these aren't the traditional characters that you're used to. In fact, we have a lot of collaborations with a lot of VTubers that have been happening throughout the months that Street Fighter's been out, and check it out. You can check it out for yourself, right? This is actually going to be something that I'm looking forward to, where we finally get to see even more of the pop culture influences that are VTubers currently in line with.
Man, I need one of these. This is sick, man. Where's yours, Vish? You must have one of these, man. You're a big dog these days.
These are
You're pretty
VTuber
much a VTuber
collaborations.
personality-wise, man. Come on, bro. Set yourself up. Set yourself up one.
I've been trying to, believe me, but all the merch that comes with it, I would love to see it, personally. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We have the tote bags. I think the tote bags look really sick. The, actually, what, are those pins and stickers? I need to see the pins and stickers for sure. Definitely going to be an avid collector. But looking into it again, if you guys happen to recognize some of your favorite characters or think any of these characters look cool, be sure to pay attention going forward at Capcom_esports for all the future collaborations going in for Street Fighter 6. I'm going to be paying attention real close to all the VTubers that are going to be coming out these next couple of months. And also, I would love to see the US and EU side kind of step up to the plate with their VTuber communities and see what we can do in the realm of the FGC as well.
That's a great idea.
Right? That'd be a really cool collaboration.
There's a lot happening as well, so I can still see that happening. So that's a phenomenal idea.
No doubt at all.
Well, listen, man, we're sport for choice here, merchandise and entertainment, man. I love it over here in Street Fighter League Japan. But as you mentioned, Vicious, a lot of this stuff is accessible across the board, across the pond. So keep an eye out for those links as well, guys.
Yeah, we still have a couple more matches to go as we are rounding out to our third team battle. When we come back from this break, we're going to have Shinobism Gaming face off against GyoGun. That's right, this is going to be pretty important for these two teams, even considering it's the third week. But hey, you don't want to miss out on the action, right? Exclamation mark. Actually, I was going to say exclamation mark bracket, but no. Hashtag Street Fighter 6 is where you need to follow along, but also be sure to follow along on Twitter at Capcom_esports for all the important news in Japan. In the meantime, we will catch you after this break. When we come back, we got all the more Street Fighter 6 action here at Street Fighter League Japan. We'll see you real soon.
YouTube のクリップ機能をお使いください。クリップ機能では YouTube の動画またはライブ配信の一部を共有することができます。チャンネル運営者だけでなく視聴者も動画内の好きな部分を60秒以内のハイライトとして共有が可能です。共有の方法は SNS やメール、ブログなどでハイライト部分の URL を共有する形となります。違法アップロードではなくクリップ機能であれば問題ありませんので皆様が思う名場面を広げてみてください。
さっきの炙り回しとかね、ぜひ
そうだね、
ハイライトで
歌に乗せてね。はいということでこの後は試合準備のため休憩に入らせていただきますが、21時15分からは第3節マッチ3魚群対シノビズムゲーミングの模様をお届けしてまいります。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
速始めるか。よしやるか。いい戦いになりそうだ。実践的なのがいいんだよな。実践ってのもいろいろだが、この街で始めるならストリートからだ。
Let's see if we can repeat the results or whether or not we'll get another close call. All right, we're going to see if we're going to get either a 40-ball game or a sudden death. But either way you spin it, it's going to be action-packed. We got ourselves our next team battle. Stepping up to the plate, it's GyoGun with Prince of the Rapids. None other than Mizuha coming into the stage. Afterwards, it's the Hero of Sunrise, Moke, obviously with a very, very impressive record too, and also a very competent Chun-Li, followed by Mr. Optimal Machobo. He did get some points on the board as well. I think, you know, his Ken looking pretty strong, but up until this point, he's being challenged aplenty. And of course, all led by the 2D god that is Mago. He's going to be the one that determines the order. We're going to see how that plays off for this team. And in contention against this team, we'll see who they're playing off against. It's going to be Shinobism Gaming, by the way. And damn, that's creepy. It's always Mago doing the real creepy stuff, I feel like. All right, Shinobism Gaming, the Swanky Ninja, Johnny coming on in there. He's had a different set of characters, actually, as of late. The Gravemaker coming on in there as well. Fujimura, as optimal as ever with that 10 that he's been playing. Oh, man. Actually, one of my favorite players. Yo, Yamaguchi as the Vanguard. I feel like he could be put anywhere, really. And, of course, who could forget about the head ninja, Shinobi Prime. That is Momochi to round out Shinobism Gaming. Now, both these teams pretty well-rounded, in my opinion. Taking a look at the current record, Shinobism Gaming currently at 30 points in 5th place. And with GyoGun a little bit above them at 35 points. These guys have been pretty neck and neck. Obviously, you can tell by the points, but in terms of the talent, I feel like it's still pretty dead even. It's so hard to tell in the land of Japan, I feel like.
It's been a while since we saw Shinobism really make a run for qualification. I mean, they had such a great first season, I think it was, when they had a really great one. I'm trying to remember. Here's the order. It's going to be Mizuha first. Is Mago second? And Moke third, it looks like. Well, that's an interesting order with the Chun-Li had a great run in Singapore as well. Moke's Mizuha too. Mizuha's Kami is looking ridiculous. And of course, Mago, the ever consistent, ever reliable Mago there. So that's a pretty solid order. One of the first lineups we've seen here without a Ken starting at any point. So we'll see how these guys respond, or if there will be a Ken or not. Fujimura, of course, is sitting there in the wakes. Available.
I mean, we did see that
needed.
From the side of Cyclops, right? Cyclops actually didn't really have a Ken to really keep them afloat, I think, which I don't know if that's indicative of the amount of points they got necessarily, right? But one thing is for certain, I think, you know, you have a very, very valid point with Mizuha as well as Moke. I think with Mago right now, Mago, I'm going to take a look at his record before I misspeak and not give credit where credit is due. But taking a look at the current record with GyoGun, Mago has not been able to score the points just yet in the second phase. He did lose to Nemo prior, but going into it, right, I think there's a lot of data that he could dissect and also digest coming in from his performance over in Singapore. Now, them being on the away side, obviously they're going to be susceptible to the counter pick. So let's see who is going to be. It's going to be Fujimura, right? They locked in?
It's Fujimura. They've gone Fujimura Ken Classic. Such a slick and mathematical, precise Ken player. I think was it Chun-Li that took him out in the end? In Singapore, he was looking unstoppable at one point, but wasn't able to go all the way. He's going to be going against Mizuha, so he's actually chosen the Kami matchup. It's one that he feels confident in. I've seen this go back and forth though. It can really go either way, Bishop. I don't think there's a hard counter on the other side. Wow, so some simple words from Mizuha talking to his team here. I think he just said, I'll just do my best, guys. That's it. Not putting too much pressure on himself. Just wants to go play. No expectation. As long as he plays his best, you know, everyone will be happy. So, you know, I appreciate that, actually. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. We saw John Takeuchi earlier say, I'm going to win. 3-0 later, it wasn't the case, right? So, I respect it.
That's the classic. Actually, that's actually a classic. We'll see though. I think in regards to the confidence level, I think Mizuha has been one to back it up. Fujimura, however, he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I feel like that's been somewhat of a theme thus far because of all the competitions that have been going on throughout the weeks.
There's a lot of this, isn't there? Yeah, I agree.
Week out. Fujimura had mentioned he had lost to Mizuha in the World Warrior last time, so he wants to get revenge this time. So you're thinking to yourself, a lot of the picks from the home side have been to see what they've done wrong and also find the improvements in the run back, right? Fujimura obviously coming back up to the stage to face off against Mizuha just for that moment, right? He wants to make sure that whatever he had lost to before doesn't happen again, and what better way to prove that than on this stage. And again, this is going to be their first time encountering each other. With the rule set and how it works over at Street Fighter League, it's a round-robin system. It's a double round-robin system. And we're going to see these guys face off against each other eventually. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I think Fujimura, he hasn't had the results he's been looking for. Mizuha, on the other hand, has been very, very active with this Kami. everywhere,
コメントで
really.
みんな気合がね伝わってくるのが
ありがたいです
Well,
ね。
Fujimura, first stage, I think he was the #1 performing player.
この戦法
This stage it hasn't kicked off yet, but you can expect it to pick
ホ
up
ー
at
ム
some
側
point.
の忍としてはここでしっかり勝って流れを手繰り寄せたいところですよね。
I want to say that's correct. I think in the first stage he was nearly undefeated, but he was one of the few, if not the only one, with 100 points to his name. That is a gang of points, dude. Like, you have to play a lot.
only one vicious
You have to
spot.
win a lot.
Like, wow. That just goes to say. So it's interesting that someone that consistent, that strong, just one loss, one blemish in the record in the first stage is not being anchored. But then that's testament to the second stage and how things may have changed. Because obviously, here in the second stage, the team are very close to the bottom. And Fujimura, after going 7 and 8, it's already 1 and 2. So just wants to get those wins, get that momentum back up. And we'll see if Mizuha can improve what has not been the best form from him either in this league. Delay, vicious, very slick. That was too high.
Big punish counter against the dive kick. What a counter poke. What a time to counter poke as well. Mizuha, man, he baited out Fujimura into standing up the low forward with a full connection. I love that. Being able to stop the hooligan dead in its tracks. That could have been a counter hit. That's information for Mizuha later. Hello? Oh, man. Any moment of flinching could cause so much problems, man. It's Fuji.
They had us hypnotized there, didn't they? I just froze for a second at the intensity of the stare down. But then suddenly one drive rush and boom.
Did you get the punish counter on the forward throw? Lots of damage
Okay,
incoming.
the
The corner carry's there.
Big bait. Wait a second, what? I think he could have killed there. I guess anyway. He gets it anyway. I might be wrong. I guess he. Oh no, actually he knows what he's doing. He's saving his meter. Ballsy.
Oh, he still gets the punish counter.
Yeah, it was pretty high up.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought it would be a little bit lower to the ground, but yeah. Fujimura thus far. Excellent rebuttals, whatever it is that Mizuha wants to do thus far, but he puts himself into burnout. This could be a little bit problematic, and I do understand him wanting to go for the level 3. It's going to be a very advantageous position for him. The damage is there, close to the corner. He does have a fireball as well if he wanted to, but yeah, I think against Cammy, might not be a great decision. We'll see.
Also able to recover that burnout gauge a lot more. Oh, the parry on the negative dive kick. Oh, it gets checked. You can't kill here.
Ooh,
oh, he tried.
That was actually
you
so
see the
good.
jab spam there, bitches. He just wanted to get a jab on. But no, the stagger was too good. Fujimura's brought it all the way back. It was looking like it was going to be Mizuha's game, but Fujimura goes 1-0 up here.
Oh, that's way too close. You are going to get the punish counter. It is -5, by the way. So again, as great as that normal is from up close, it could be a little bit problematic. Big opener coming in from Mizuha as well. Calling out a lot right now. Oh, that's a big punish counter. Oh, you know, the punish counter, sizable, I guess, to put Fujimura back in the corner. It's going to be a very, very hefty punish counter. This should be night-night Mizuha, so long as he does not drop it. Yeah, Mizuha's got it in control. I should say night-night Fujimura, excuse me.
No. Again, the parry on the negative frame dive kick. Some of your own medicine, though. Gonna side switch? Yep, Dragon Lash, there we go.
Oh, and I love that, too. The standing light kick, nice and subtle
sweet.
for the interruption. I get the drive rush, but man, these guys are swinging.
He's gonna spend it. I didn't think he would, actually. Pretty much trying to save it. Maybe trying to build his own bar back. Far from a 1 round. Sweep again. He's not going to CA.
man, the delay to the stare down.
Oh, is it something doesn't parry? Too scared to.
He tried. He tried. No, he tried to. That's why he got input into burnout.
Oh no, I meant
no, he's gonna just
Mizuha
drill.
didn't parry on negative frames. They're gonna check him out. Beautiful. Sorry, Fish. I was talking about when the negative frame dive kick from Mizuha. He's been parrying, hasn't he? But this time he didn't, and that's why Fujimura didn't press a button. So perfect parry twice now on negative dive kick frames.
I
You think it's your turn, boy?
Tried to respond. He actually did a jab first, then immediately went for a parry
Yeah.
from Fujimura.
Then got burnt out. Okay, great comeback from Mizuha. One apiece. I must say he's done very well when he's been cornered. That's too close. Gets punished. Back dashes out. Big jump in. Meaty crouch heavy punch. That's all working out here, Vish.
Looking absolutely clean right now, and Mizuha up to standards with how clinical he's been thus far, looking to continue that momentum. Again, looking very dominant from where he played over in Singapore. But right now, despite falling short in the first game against Fujimura, he's looking to possibly take that W over him again, but it's Fujimura, it's up to him really. Oh, he guessed correctly on the offensive pressure. I love that!
Straight away with the Russell. And side switch Vicious, massive. Incredibly important moment there for Fujimura. Gives him a chance, but he's still up against there. One hit could be the end. Take throw. No drive rush in again. What? He just whiffed the medium and got punished. Trade.
I'm surprised I caught him.
Oh, this could be it. All right, he's got his gauge now, but he's still got to read this next guess right. Buttons on wake up. Are you kidding me?
Oh!
No, Fujimura, no. Oh, no.
What was that?
What? Oh, you see, he's laughing his head off too. He can't believe it himself. Started so well, but suddenly all gone wrong there. And the nightmare second half of the season here for Fujimura just got worse. He drops down to 1-3 there with that strange execution error. I don't think he could have killed there, right? They would have got momentum, would have got some follow-up.
I mean, all things considered, I don't think his super art was enough. I don't think he had enough meter built. I could be wrong. I thought he had built only like one for himself. But even if he had gone through with like a target combo, yeah, I don't think he would have killed at all. But hey, man, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Even worse, if you drop it off of an execution error, like even Mizuha was shocked. If you saw his player expression, if you saw his camera, I'm sure you saw it. Mizuha immediately looked over. He's like, "Damn, I got lucky." He was laughing it off. He's like, "I can't believe that actually happened."
Well, take it right. Take it all day. Oh. Well, there you have the statistics, guys. There's the anti-air rate 1-on-1. Actually, you can see against Kami, these percentages tend to go down. So only 2 of 5 here for Fujimura. He absorbed a lot of dive kicks, but he did well when he actually ate them. In terms of OD reversals, none from Kami, actually, which is rare. She usually does bust out, and she was in the corner a lot. A good discipline from Mizuha. Really stayed patient. 3 from Fujimura, and only 1 hit. And he actually lost a lot of health, and I believe a round at one point. 2 of those reversals, they cost him a bit. What else did we see here, Vicious, with tech throws and drive impact?
0-11 from the side of tech throws, right? Fujimura not really allowed to kind of guess correctly when it comes to the strike throw mix-ups, which is fine. I feel like, you know, if you're dealing against the Candy, I think taking the middle is just fine. Yeah, that's pretty impactful.
That's the highest we've seen.
That adds up to a lot.
Right?
That's a full round if you think about it.
Yeah, we're both saying it's a round, baby. Damn. Okay. And Fujimura lost that. So yeah. Look, I'm all about not teching, but if your opponent's throwing that much at some point, you gotta break that guard.
It's so difficult, man. Like, how often have you faced off against like a Kami in ranked, or even like in a full set against somebody? It's like, yo, Kami is so hard to even like try to settle down, right? Because of the dive kick. I think overall, like, dive kick is such a good tool to blow up whatever it is that you want to do in neutral and regain your momentum, right? Just punish counter, that mechanic of punish counter is really something that excels Kami's pressure even further, I feel like. Specifically her, because of her dive kick.
Yes. And just when you thought your normal was going to recover, or you thought you were playing footsies, it's in the middle of your own string, she's doing it as well. Like,
ありがとうございます。
頑張ってくださいね。
はい
Very effective.
まして今チーム
No, great play from Israel. That's a massive result. It looks like we're going to get Yamaguchi's DJ classic buttons coming up. Yamaguchi is the breakout DJ, I think, in the region this year. He's been such a standout performer, so much amazing tech. I actually think he was edging Fudo for a while, until maybe the last month or month and a half, where Fudo's really just taken DJ to a whole new level. But he is still very much the DJ to look out for. Who's he going to be up against, Vicious? We've got an opponent yet?
Well, yeah, it's set in stone, baby. It's going to be Mago. Mago is going to be the one up here. Obviously, from the away side, GyoGun's own captain of the ship. Now, he's got 2 characters under his belt. He's either got a Kami or a Jury. Obviously, he's opted to go for Kami first and foremost. We'll see whether or not he has to even change. But with Yamaguchi, I think I completely agree with your sentiment regarding his current ranking as the DJ player, right? I think if anybody who's in contention of that would have to be Fudo. Yamaguchi being one of the winners of World Warrior also, he's done a fantastic job of really coming into his own with this character. And I think overall, in terms of the points that he's secured for himself towards the second half of the first phase, pretty impactful, right? He's been considered like the top dog, I feel like, for his group specifically, for the group that is, or his age group, I guess, to be specific. But let's be a little bit more
of his age
specific,
group, he's a top 5 performer this season in Street Fighter League in the first stage.
That's exactly it. Yeah, you beat me to it, bro. Actually, you've already got the data there too. I like that. But currently in the second stage, 50%. Hey, not bad.
I just calculated in my head. I've just been watching, bro. Let me think. Yeah, he won that game and that game. Yeah, he should be on about 60 points. Just guessing. Just guessing.
Damn, Rain Man, man. You just see the numbers, you know the calculations. You got the math coming in, the memes right here.
Remember the matches. I can even do his round differentiation if you want, but I don't want to bore everyone on the stream.
Amazing, amazing. That's why, see, we're lucky to not have you in the realm of like a CPT. I'm glad the commentators aren't allowed to participate anymore. Imagine that. Capcom Cup competitor F word? Damn. I see you.
It'll be over. Over for everyone. It'll be retiring.
Alright, here we go. Into the game for the final team battle. This is only player match number 2 to Mago and Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi already off to an aggressive start. He got the family mark colors.
I think I've forgotten about my run back. It's just get my run back on that damn annoying Jamie, bro. I know the matchup now. I've learned it.
You gotta fight my Aki now. Sorry, brother.
What? You dropped Jamie?
I did. Level 1 incoming. After this, damage. Optimization station. Shout outs to Yipes. That was optimal. Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Good interruption against the Just Cool. Really dangerous, but still great to look at. Mago finding the big interruption now. Hooligan onto the other side. Dive kick. Forward throw. Sit him down. No Just Cool here. Do it again.
He's doing it. No. No. You. Okay, that's going to be a very high statistic of taking throws.
Line and sinker. And I can appreciate
and
Mago.
He starts to run
actually,
with a walk-up throw. Mago, please.
That's totally fine, actually. I love that.
And he still didn't take
I appreciate him sticking to his guns. Now for the punish counter, the meaty crouching heavy punch. Yes! Bring him back to the situation. Have him guess.
Checks that drive rush, but a bit too early, too far away from normal to link.
Oh, what a standout and a conversion. That was a sick confirm from Yamaguchi.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Of course, that's plus anyway, so. Uh-oh.
I love that.
That's delayed.
Oh.
Jeez, man, like Yamaguchi. Man, he slowed that round right down, didn't he, Vicious? It looked like Mago developed some momentum. He was in his head. just didn't let him get anything going. And the scenarios where Mago was flourishing in the corner, throw Oki, knockdown, he was like, you know what? I can't guess on my wake up with you. I'm just not going to put myself in that situation again. And somehow he pretty much didn't.
No, that's a fair assessment. That's exactly what it felt like, honestly. I think Yamaguchi, as soon as he found some of these big counter hits and started to get, like, I guess, his own rhythm against Mago, you have to get away with it because Mago was already starting to really pick up the pressure, like pick up the pace, I should say. If you let him go uncontested with some of these throws, the longer that goes on, he's going to take full advantage of that. I mean, anybody's going to take full advantage of that, right? If you're getting throw loops on somebody, you want to keep applying that pressure, right? You want to start getting that throw mix going a lot more often than not, but it was really up to Yamaguchi to start setting his own rhythm, no pun intended, with DJ. I think that one crouching medium punch, that one counter hit, him going into just cool, I think that shook Mago up a little bit, right? I think those two singular hits, they were separated, right? It wasn't a combo, it was two counter hits back to back. That ultimately was the green light to be like, all right, Yamaguchi, I gotta seal it here. Mago's not gonna be moving anymore. He's not gonna be pressing any buttons. But it is gonna be the jury coming in. We had talked about this. We had prefaced it with potentially seeing Mago going with a different look, and now it is the jury against Yamaguchi's DJ.
Well, he said before the fight started, he's expecting Yamaguchi to come, but he's hoping he doesn't. He doesn't really want to play against. Yeah, what a check with that crouch medium into the projectile release. Good lord, into the stock, sorry. Oh my goodness.
I love this character's damage output.
Ooh.
Oh, we know what that was. That had to be jackknife, right? Heavy jackknife?
Yeah, he's done one fake too many now, I can't even tell. Again, still trying to battle that stand throw. Guys, this is a good lesson in why you don't stand throw. Stand tech, sorry. Because even though he hasn't won this round yet, he took 6 throws. He's going to win it. He's going to win it. He took 6 throws just the previous round in the last game against Mac. 6 throws. He didn't lose. He won. So I'm not saying take 11 like Fujimura, right? There's got to be a limit. But man, this patience, been impressive.
Oh!
Michael needs to make this count.
That would have been
so just to finish what you said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, finish your engine. Locking it out. Oh, surprise, surprise, cross medium, safe jump into the low, well blocked. It's great defense here from Yamaguchi, just absorbing a lot of pressure. Not losing too much gauge as well.
No, not at all, but Yamaguchi's still stuck. Man, what a punish counter! What a time to press the crouching medium punch.
Yamaguchi looking to close this out. 2 sweeps in a row. Mago desperately needs some momentum here.
Ooh, Yamaguchi is flying.
Oh my goodness. Oh, where are you going? Knockdown. Gonna get the throw. This could be it for Mago. He's gonna get the counter hit. That's gonna do it. Yamaguchi, absolute brick wall performance. And this is why this guy was a top 5 performer in the first stage, and is looking like he's going to do the same thing here in the second stage, bringing himself to 2 and 3 with that victory, and securing another 10 points for his team. Man, Mago, you can see Mago had a plan there, Vicious. You can see he was strategizing, trying desperately to implement it, but he just couldn't get going. As it went on, Yamaguchi just kind of sensed everything he wanted to do, snuffed it out before he could even get started.
Which is kind of wild because they preface the conversation with being intimidated by jury. I feel like, you know, Mago, he had said it earlier about how happy he was seeing Yamaguchi step forward. And Mago had even mentioned it. He said, if I need to, I'll go with that character. That in parentheses, right? Obviously, he was talking about Jerry. Yamaguchi, his rebuttal was, I don't want that character to come, but I will do my best. So he was somewhat intimidated by the jury going into it, right? As convincing as that W was, there was still some sort of strategy within him to be like, you know what, I have to be fearful of this jury to a certain degree, but I also have to run my course and run him over. And you can see that blatantly from the amount of donuts on the board from the side of Mago, right? The only statistic he had was 1 tech throw against the DJ. But hey, we can talk about the missed opportunities from Yamaguchi as well, right? 0-8 in regards to the missed tech throws. But to be fair, You have to take it sometimes,
2-1
not all the
victory.
time, right?
Dominate throws.
As long as it's under
Man,
double
I've got-
digits,
I've
right?
learned
F4?
this.
I mean, ideally, depending on how long the set is, I'd say like, yeah, that's a very high throw rate. That's quite a lot of throws. That's almost a round. But he spread it across, and he's got his team, you know, right back in this with that 10 points. So 10 apiece now. There will be no draw. There will be no tiebreak. It all comes down to the anchor match. Both matches we've had so far today, Vicious, has been 20-0 to one side, and then we was in a tie or a 40-0. On this occasion, when it's 10-10, there will be a 30-10 winner. Now let's go back to the league rankings here, because that's actually something I wanted to just touch on with these guys.
Sure.
Considering the implications of this match, so you're trying to finish in that top 4 place right now. Shinobism Gaming are not in that top 4 there. They're down at second from bottom, just above CYCLOPS.
そうですね。シノビズムは落としたいチームだと思っていて、で、
Actually, the gap's pretty big, Vicious. So Saishunkan Kumamoto moved to what today? I think they moved to 65 points. No, they got 20. They moved to 70 points. So right now, before this set even started, School of Fish were 35 points away from Kumamoto. Now they're still in qualification place, but if you're Shinobism Gaming, you're 40 points away. You need some significant points here. You need this win really to keep yourself in contention for qualification. If you want any chance of staying in the race. It just gets extremely difficult otherwise. I love this part of the season. It's very emotional. It's very intense. Points really count. Who's going to make that final playoff? And correct me if I'm wrong, Vicious, it is. We've got first stage, second stage, then playoff, right? For the Japanese league.
That is correct. Yeah, this is the part where all the points matter as much as possible. I think, you know, we talk about the top 4, but really, you know, these 30 points are, it could be such a big make or break moment if it was anywhere later in the season. In the 3rd week, I feel like it's still kind of testing out the waters. Giving up 30 points could be a little bit problematic, but that's something that's a habit they should not get used to, right? That's something they need to kill off as soon as possible. But you're absolutely right. I think your points are valid. If for either of these teams to be within like shooting range, having 60 points or 65 points to their name will still leave them in the conversation of top 4, right? So this is going to be ever so important for either team right now. But it's still very, very early on to call it. We still have plenty more games to play through in the second stage. But as it stands right now, this could be a defining moment. Who knows, right? This could be a moment where we might not see this team kind of swim to the surface, no pun intended. And I'm not even gunning it towards GyoGun. It could be for the ninjas too, right? Shinobism Gaming. They might drown to the School of Fish. Who knows?
Round to the School of Fish. I see what you did there, man. I see what you did there. Very clever, very clever. I like. Interesting. Momochi, for the second time, I think, in competitive play, I'm seeing him do this. We've seen him play Rashid, we've seen him play Ken. We've seen him dabble with some other characters. It looks like he's going to be going, correct me if I'm wrong, Luke Modern, which is something we're seeing a bit more often these days, isn't it, Vicious? Like, talk to me about this. You've got a few Luke Moderns over there in the States as well, I've seen. What is it about this character? He's already very strong in Classic. Quite modern. Surely just play Classic in Euro 70 as well.
I think it's the ease of access towards his super arts that make it so much more intimidating. I think he has one of the best super arts in the game. The best combination of super arts in the game, and I think that alone speaks volumes as to why anybody would want to pick Modern Luke, right? Level 1, very, very fast projectile, can bust through a lot of stuff, has invincibility on it as well, obviously vulnerable to projectiles if it's meaty. Level 2 being one of the faster super arts in the game as well, that leads to a lot of damage. And then of course level 3, who could forget Memphis, right? That having a lot of combo ability to it could be a very, very big problem, but also being able to level 3 at any given notice is something to be intimidated by. So a lot of players have to tread carefully against any modern player, but against Luke specifically, that is very much so evident because those supers can ring out and really, really change it up.
Oh, absolutely spot on, and I think actually it's a matchup. Oh my goodness, the conversion. Crouch jab into crouch heavy. That's ready. I think to add to what you're saying. Oh, no cross cut. Just lets her out the corner. Vicious, you make a really good point. I actually think he's picked Modern specifically for Chun-Li. I think he probably still plays Classic for a number of matchups, but Chun-Li's got to be careful throwing those projectiles if he's got level 1 ready on the screen. One button.
Perhaps you might be right. He's been streaming with this character a lot. He's been streaming a lot of Modern as well. But as it stands right now, he's only been played twice over thus far, so it might just be character specific. It's a very valid observation, but as it stands right now, it's been very much so like a in favor of Mochi in terms of offense. Moke's kind of like playing a slower pace, I think.
I think he's being made to though. I think Moke's oh, just as I said, against perfect parry. Tries to dash in. Level 3? No, level 2.
Oh! Gets the burnout sequence too. Oh my god, just stuffs it. Oh! No confirm from Momochi.
Jab.
No way! What was that?
Heavy punch just wow, it just worked out. Great play. Counter hit something on the way. That was a very long round, by the way.
I was just about to ask you what you thought he might have gotten hit by, but maybe like could be like an advancing normal they got clip perhaps, but who knows?
Or maybe like a jab, a set counter hits, or whatever it was. It got hit before it even got started.
Correct. Oh. Very reactionary type of style. Mochi. Exactly that. He's controlling a lot with the fireballs against Moke, and it's very, I don't know if it's really worked out in his favor thus far. Yeah, up until this moment. What a call out from Moke.
So the staggered jabs well blocked by Moke. Looks like a brick wall right now. How'd you open this guy up? Oh no! It's gonna go straight into level 2. What a jump in.
Safe jump. What? That was a punish counter.
That wasn't, he didn't get the safe jump right. What? Oh, he gets the hit anyway. God damn, that hurts. I need to go and research that because that is it's a 4 or 5 frame safe jump. It's one of the best safe jumps in the game. She's pretty much on the floor. Maybe
I wonder why that interaction happened. And it's a very small error. I mean, sorry, it's a small room for error, I should say.
Yes, margin for error is very small. Oh my goodness.
My god, did you see the maneuver ability on this man?
Wow. Maximum, nice, forced him all the way to the corner here. Takes the throw as well, gets the link, doesn't get the cancel into the stance as a sweep. Still in there though.
Damn, midair.
This burnout count.
And Moke survives the onslaught while in burnout. One solid hit will be enough to take him out against Momochi. So Momochi needs to tread carefully.
Oh, here she comes. Dragonfly was in the corner. That's ridiculously good. Listen, that's the best jab in the game, man. Just that walk speed and that jab is so good. Counter hit confirmed. Big whiff on that crouch medium. Moke is running away with this. Okay, only -2 there, but tried to hold that back, I think. Got a hit.
Man, what is it about Momochi that is causing him to take some of these risks against Moke? Back throw?
The matchup, man. Her ground game is just problematic. Wake up the sound.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he just jabbed it.
He opted to just go for the corner carry instead of like the damage too. He could do stand jab into uppercut after that. Oh, no punish counter. This is very unorthodox from Momochi, man. That was a big punish counter he missed out on. And very, very strange right now.
What? Reactions?
Ah, that's modern reactions. Look at the damage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Richard. Oh, punish counter. She could have cancelled that. Oh, that was jab, which is cancelable. Just wasn't paying attention, was Moke. and it was looking like it was going to be a 2-0, but Momochi's brought this all the way back. Could be 1-1 if he can close this.
I wonder if Moke had enough life in the tank to actually to rebuttal with a DI. He could have parried for sure. No, he could have like level 3'd for sure. Oh, put himself in a burnout. Hey, and so does Momochi. We'll take that out of the corner for Oki. Important tech for Moke. Already back in.
Man, this is such an intense second. It's only a second game again. Every time he's done that, he's done the. Oh, he's gonna get hit. Can he kill here? I don't think it's gonna kill. He's gonna spin it though.
No, it is.
It's gonna be very close,
gonna kill.
Vicious.
1,000% is gonna kill. 100%. 1,000%. Million percent.
God damn. That didn't even look
That's
close.
a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage, man. I always find it funny that people thought that Chun-Li didn't deal enough damage in the early phases of the game.
They're crazy. Like, they're crazy.
No shot. No shot.
Listen, Momochi's adjusted though. He's made some great adjustments. He looks a lot more deadly, a lot more capable in that second game. Was bringing it back, but Moke clutched it. We'll see what happens now. Oh, nice, perfect parry into the walk forward jab. Wasn't expecting that.
Frames after that, yeah, forced to take the throw. Oh. No, he's dashing on in there. I don't know what it is from Momochi, but he smells like some sort of urgency. Oh, the sense of urgency came in, and it actually came. Oh, he dropped. What is happening, Momochi? Hello?
I know.
Are you all right?
And then he's had to reset with a throw, which he somehow landed. He's lucky the doctor didn't give him the same reaction as earlier. Oh, tick throw not taken.
Oh my gosh.
That's him cornered. Oh, gets the anti it. Well, she's got the life lead, but Moke's got the positional advantage. X5 jabs in. Again, he's gonna get it.
Momochi with a back throw. A very sneaky one at that. Trying to claim one for the boys, trying to get one on the board. Doesn't drop it this time. Flash knuckle all the way to the corner. Now gets the lockdown Moke. This is where the control play really sets in, especially with the fireballs forward throw. Can do another one if he wants to. And he gets the throw bait instead. Oh, this is gonna be, he's gonna be living by a pixel.
Still alive. Yeah, just about. Great call from Vicious.
Oh,
Missed his overhead.
Don't do it.
Moke's still got enough around
Don't
to play
do
with
it to
her.
him.
She's not.
All right, Femi, listen, man. I don't know about you, but I've seen plenty of weird comebacks that have happened off of a pixel, and I low-key thought that was going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you, man. It looked like the perfect setup.
2-0 in the anchor match, man. We're gonna all learn how not guaranteed that position is if you ever find yourself in it. 2-0 anchor match up, and all of a sudden Momochi's arrived. He's got himself a game. The rounds look a lot closer. I'd say Moke, don't get too complacent now, because yeah, it's gonna be a galvanized Momochi going into this next game.
Correct, you are, man. If anybody could do it, anybody that's proven to do it before, Momochi is definitely that candidate to repeat those results. So again, we'll see if Moke has it in him to kind of close it out. He's definitely got to get some words from his teammates in regards to the movement from the modern loop that Momochi has really been keen to, right? I think it's really difficult to even try to navigate around him right now. You can't take anything for granted in regards to what Momochi can't react to now because of how easy it is. But again, at the other side of the table, Momochi's been dropping a lot. I don't even know how to call that part of it.
Yeah, true. There's been some huge drops from very uncharacteristic like drops, and the problem he's got is when he makes those drops, he tends to overextend with a drive rush, and Moke just picked up on that, and it's just doing EX reversal every time. Whoa, but he's getting opened up here though. Bro, yes it is. And again, just jumps out, gets out of there. Just drive rush and throw back in the corner. Where you going, girl?
Why not, right?
Oh, the throw bait. So disciplined all round. Suddenly the health was taking too much damage, decided to try and tech. It wasn't a throw.
Oh, what an opener from OK. Drive rush forward, low medium. Yes, gets the parry before the second part of the Fierce even comes out and gets the back throw. Ever important for Momochi with the amount of control. Too close, gets the punish counter. Moke still finding a button with the counter poke. This is huge. They're both swinging.
Oh, parry. It's a crouch medium hits, doesn't drive rush though. Intense neutral hairfish. Oh, he's gonna be ready that time. He's seen it. Drive impact, the drive impact. Okay, should be able to kill here without spending the meter. Up kick. Oh, he's gonna spend it. Okay, just make sure. Why not?
I can
Especially as he was
appreciate
burned
that.
out as well. Yeah, Ken, you're burned out. It's not the one. What's a check?
Watch out,
What?
diversion. This is raw damage too. This is not, yeah, that's not the modern damage. Nice work from Momochi, spending it all out. Does keep himself 1 bar to his name in case if he gets burned out, he has an invincibility option. Oh,
Nice, finally uses it. Oh, gets the juggle. Momochi can close this out. He does. We're going to 2 apiece. I told you, man. I told you can't
No
predict
shot.
these things, Vicious.
no
There we
shot,
go.
dude.
Wow.
This.
Just
We
like
got
that.
ourselves a real match.
To the drawing board you go, and if you are sitting in Moke's chair and his team, then of course you're definitely thinking, good lord, not again. How is this happening? How can we prevent this? We were 2-0 up. Suddenly it's 2 apiece. So the 30-10 could be slipping away from them. And Shinobism, as I mentioned earlier, they could use it even more because just having a great position numbers-wise. And they're actually below School of Fish overall, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
but this is
an intense one.
This is a huge statement to make if you're Momochi, right? It is, I agree. It's just definitely a super important match for the team, right? I think this is the momentum they need that propels them further into playoffs, right? I feel like this is going to be, like, it's weird to say this now, but I think whoever wins this matchup is going to find a lot of success going forward. It's weird, like, I think this getting them over the hump to secure points over the other teams is so dramatic, right? But it's so it's something that's happened over and over again in the history of Street Fighter League Japan, right? Once this lead has been established, these top 4 teams kind of just run away with it. But with that in mind, I think this is an ever important matchup for Momochi. I think he's starting to figure out and clean up, by the way. He's trying to figure out what needs to be done against Moke's movement, but it's also not letting this weird damage be left on the table. He's not opting for like weird movement either. He's not going for like these jump mid screens. He's not going for like jumps into like flash knuckle or whatever. I'm like, I was really curious about that as well. I'm like, what was that earlier from Momochi? The decision making wasn't all there in the first game, but in games 2, 3, and 4 for that matter, a lot sharper, no doubt.
I think it's Moke you got to give credit to there, because I imagine he had a game plan. He was probably going in to be quite methodical, slow, ground-based. You saw the clock was going down a lot slower. Moke won those 2 games. So Momochi's come back and he's changed it up, Vicious, and I think you're spot on. This change-up is what's putting him in the position he's in now. Can you now go and close it out? Or can Moke stop it?
Huh, was that medium enough of a jab to get stand medium punch? Oh boy.
Yeah, I saw a jab into medium and it links. Manually timed,
Yeah.
there's no dash.
That's right. I'm not gonna lie to you, Femi. I didn't even know she could get that. I didn't know she was plus enough.
I didn't know either, but I just assumed because of the frames. I mean, that jab is just it's the party starter, man. It's so good.
You know, this is how you know we're bad, right? Chun-Li on jab, I forgot it's +5.
Ooh.
For some reason, I thought it was +4. But yeah, stand jab is +5, and her standing medium punch is a 5-framer, so that naturally links.
Chun-Li privilege, boy.
She's good, yo.
Level 2 gonna hit. Safe jump. Oh, he did an empty jump. He just does it anyway.
That was empty jump.
Oh, he's putting himself out. Oh, this could be bad.
Perfect parry back throw.
Oh, he can't
no,
cancel
it's gonna
that.
be
What a
attack on
choice. Yeah, he starts spamming that charge special because you've got the level 3s in the corner. This could be end. Is Moke gonna do it? He's got a great positional advantage. Oh, 2+. He's 2+ on the jab of the throw. It happens to them too. I'm normal. I'm human, Vicious.
Oh, this
The
is
burnout
huge.
block stun. Oh,
Wait,
buttons.
no buttons? Are you kidding me? Monkey, how did you know?
What?
How? No shot.
No, he can't.
Level 1.
Oh, yes,
Femi,
he can. He got
you
level 1.
cannot
He
call
got level
this.
1 midair. He got the level
There's
1
no
midair.
way.
Oh my goodness.
There's no way, no damn way any sensible human would be like, I need to press crouch jab on wake up here. Right? There's no sensible human.
Blows up everything. Why did that work? He just knew.
That's crazy. How did he know? How did he know that the jab was going to work?
How did he freaking know? Shout out my guy Cola.
Shout out to
Listen,
guy
man.
say Cola.
Moke just continues the form we saw in Singapore. That's an inside joke. No, but Moke just continues to exhibit the form we saw in Singapore. So good with that Chun-Li, so solid, so deadly when he gets going. And as much as Momochi was looking solid at times, just the momentum, the neutral control, it always felt slightly in Moke's favour. The team must be very happy he's got that one up. Hopefully got them that win. It actually puts them 30 points, right? Puts them on 65 points. So they're right in the mix now with that win, Vicious. Right in the mix for qualification. Man, they can even be gunning for second place if they can get close enough to those guys. I think Saishu Kumamoto's on 70 and they're on 65. Right?
Yeah. No, that's about right.
Yeah.
That's just about right.
So yeah, it's
And
huge win,
man.
huge win.
I still think I genuinely I'll say this, I'll say it out with my chest too. That was lucky. Let's be honest, man.
What?
Moke
Okay.
knew it was
No.
lucky. The teams knew it was lucky.
What the wake up
like,
jab?
Come on, son. Wake up jab,
You know what?
son.
We need to interview him there. No, there's gonna be a reason because the drive rush in that scenario is legit. Drive rush normal is meaty in that scenario. I know. I've tried to interrupt in that scenario. And I've died very painfully for it. But I'd love to understand his thought process as to why he thought he can get away with it. Maybe he thought it was gonna delay or there's gonna be a reasoning. I think it was a good read.
So here's what I'm thinking. The situation is Chun-Li's in burnout. Chun-Li's not in the corner yet. She does have a life lead, a considerable amount of life, where you would need 2 or 3 touch sequences, right? So in my mind, if I were in Momochi's shoes, what I would think to myself is, all right, I'm going to drive rush forward and try to get a meaty back throw. I'm going to attempt for a meaty back throw. I'm just thinking based off of that, perhaps maybe he mistimed it and it was a counter hit. I would love to check out the CFN. I would love to see what had been pressed and go forward from there. Actually, you know what? I might do that. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to go to the replays. I'm going to check out the CFN, but I'm also going to clip this moment and put it out on Twitter. Hey, be sure to follow both me and Femi on this one. At F_word_FGC as well. Myself, Vicious FGC. I'm going to do the due diligence right now to make sure that we could see what happened in that moment. I really want to assume that Momochi tried to get back and this time.
You're overthinking. I think he just. No, your point is why did it work, right?
Yes.
Maybe just mistimed it. Just mistimed his drive. Logic behind the back throw makes sense though. You know what? I said you're overthinking. Now you got me thinking. You might be onto something.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
because it's
man.
in burnout. You get the back throw. You get the back throw. You get the whole round potentially. But then, is that why Moke pressed jab and wake up? I think he just made a read that he wasn't going to go for a
I
meet.
think that was the read. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna press jab. If it's a throw, it's a throw. Whatever. I'll take that risk. If he says it during the post game interview, that'd be amazing. I would love to hear that. So hopefully we can get that out of him. If not, it's okay. I'm literally booting up Street Fighter 6 as we speak. And I'm gonna...
Dude, aren't you gonna go to bed?
No, I'm gonna play the game after Street Fighter League is done. Are you kidding me? I'm booting up right now. I need to check. I need to check.
I played the game before I came on, so you're gonna play the game after, which is probably the more professional way to do it. Collect the data. Let's see what the players are saying. Team Victorious. We got Machapo here. So yeah, he was thinking it was going to be very difficult to fight, but he's very happy with his team. Great work from them to get the result. Mizuha, of course, super happy he won for the team against the first stage's #1 player, right? Against Fujimura, baiting out those DPs. So happy. Massive result. What's Mago saying there, Vicious?
Well, Mago, he was saying it was just as he expected, right? With a lot of confidence that he's always had. He's going to give something of a statement like that. But he also says, I'm just kidding. I wasn't so confident against DJ, and he really wanted to win with Jury instead. So he prefaced that earlier with his matchup. He was saying, I don't want to, or I might have to bring out that character. He was talking about Jury, so he obviously really wanted to win with Jury. Obviously, we closed it out with Moke. He said it was a close game, but I have the luck and the flow right now, and I hope to keep doing that from now on. Obviously, we got the closing word from Mago. Really ecstatic about it, but going forward again, these are the guys right now. GyoGun with a fantastic start thus far in the season. Femi, how are you feeling about those this match actually in general? It's been pretty intense, right?
Really close. It was good to see one that was a bit more, you know, back and forth from the get-go. That final game was fantastic. Momochi bringing it all the way back. I think I want to take a moment just to, we've been shouting out Fujimura's performance in stage 1, but Moke, of course, second best performer in stage 1 as well. Absolutely phenomenal performance from him. And let's take a look at the statistics from the game. I know there was a lot of throws on it. I'm going to go straight to the throws because they're the most fascinating part for me at this level of play. 1 out of 11 throws tagged from Momochi. 4 out of 20. 4 out of 20 missions tagged from Moke, and he still won the set. I mean, is there any more evidence needed? That's how you should be playing this game. Good lord.
I don't know, man. Oh man, if it really points to any sort of sign, it's that you shouldn't necessarily tech against certain characters. And it's funny to hear take the throw be a rule again, right? That was such a prominent rule in 5. Is that something we're gonna have to see in 6 as well? Who knows, right? But as it stands right now, the numbers, they don't lie. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing it in full force, ladies and gentlemen. 4 out of 20. It's pretty significant. So is 30 points, right? School of Fish propel themselves further upstream to secure their spot within top 4 against Shinobism Gaming.
Yeah, massive result for School of Fish. Shinobism, horrific result. Sitting on the bottom, but they did get 10 points. This is a great thing about Street Fighter League. Don't get whitewashed. Get points whether you win or lose, and you end up in a much better position towards the latter stages of the season. So, you know, they can at least say they built a little bit there with a 10-point catch-up. But it's all about Moke, who's looking to be the best performer in the league this second stage, and his team, School of Fish, just getting the result out here. Massive win for them, and they can start gunning, hopefully, for second and third, maybe even first. They don't need to be looking at, you know, not qualifying anymore after this victory. They just got to keep some momentum. They'll be able to keep going. So here's a roundup of the results today. Vicious, what we saw. Talk to me.
A pretty well diverse amount of points, actually, in regards to the matchups as well. Looking very clean across the board. Obviously, we had a 20 and 25, a 40-ball game, then a 30-10 victory. But this is how it stands. This is how everything has been shaken up thus far. FAV Gaming, again, being the first team to break through the 100 points mark, the triple-digit mark, I should say specifically. DetonatioN FocusMe at 80, Saishunkan Seoul in third with 70, GyoGun securing their spot at fourth with 65. Shinobism Gaming still at the cusp of breaking through at 40 points. And Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka, maybe the commentator's curse is real. They only have 20 points to their name, F-word. And that's actually pretty scary considering there are 7 more weeks of regulation play to make it through to the playoffs. So it's just a matter of
Listen,
time.
you can see by that
Can
straight line at the
Cyclops-
bottom there, Vicious. At least they're consistent because they've been at the bottom from day dot and they haven't moved. Man.
Not like this, brother. Not like this, man.
Hey,
But that's
just
fair.
as it is,
次の
man.
配信は10月31日
That's fair.
火曜日19時より
What do we got next week?
第4節マッチ1
So next week we got oh, it's a big one. FAV Gaming taking on School of Fish. Of course, School of Fish gunning for that #1 spot, so they'll need to get a result there. They're at home, which will help. Shinobism taking on Kumamoto, and then of course Detonation taking on Cyclops. Cyclops at this point, you know, just points, playing for pride. Need to try and somehow get ahead. They managed to qualify for this second stage, but they just haven't turned up since it came. That second game's quite big as well because Saishunkan Kumamoto, obviously in second place, played really well, got some points today. So we'll see if Shinobism can actually get back on track, if they can actually get a win there.
Yeah. So we kind of rough considering the current position that they're in, right? The away side for Shinobism Gaming against the #2 seed. It might be problematic, but who knows, right? Maybe they have different kind of matchups that they're expecting. But again, be sure to mark your calendars. Again, we have so much more going forward in the realm of Street Fighter League, but it's also going to be really tricky because we have so many events in the Capcom Pro Tour to consider as well. We have our offline premiere in France happening very, very soon in November, so best believe we'll have some of those players traveling out to that. But again, with the overall prize pool, we're going to have some of the Japanese players traveling out to that as well. Obviously, they want to see themselves from the singles tournament into the big dance of Capcom Cup 10. So with that in mind, these are the qualifiers that we are looking forward to. The online premieres currently going forward, currently looking forward to it. Offline premieres, obviously France is the only one left. World Warrior tournaments are starting to round out, ladies and gentlemen, as well. We're starting to get that finale for all of our regions. And of course, the last chance qualifier happening live in person at Capcom Cup. That's going to be one to really look forward to. 48 players. That's going to be the composition of champions going into this year's Capcom Cup. And best believe we're going to try our best to congratulate Gotcha-kun on his most recent performance, taking down the offline premiere. Look at that smile, bro. Look at how happy he is.
Didn't even qualify for the second stage of Street Fighter League. The most consistent Japanese team playing, and he's gone and won the league and qualified. Now, as you mentioned, Vicious, DPT France is taking place next weekend in Paris. I'm going to be there. You guys make sure you tune in. I can't wait to see the players that come down. It's been a while since we had, if that Singapore event was anything to go by, I'm super excited. I just hope we also get Americans this time, because we didn't have many Americans at the Singapore event. But man, the rest of the world was there in full force, and we all loved it. Can't wait for that. Registration is still open. I thought it closed yesterday. Oh, maybe check if you're looking to play, guys, and your competitor. Check registration is actually free, so get on it ASAP. Oh, and also the Capcom Esports merchandise store, right? So this is a chair we're talking about here, Vicious. What's this? Oh, look at that.
I believe so. So this is actually a giveaway, if I'm not mistaken. I think one of the following rules are: be sure to follow Capcom_Esports and be sure to use the hashtag CPT along with those letters I can't actually read. But anyway, either way, if you follow those instructions, you are going to be eligible for a giveaway that's going to be happening. And we've seen those chairs actually for the first time debuted. I think it's the first time for me that I've seen them over at the offline premiere in Singapore, but also the World Warrior events. One of them happening this weekend, this Saturday. In fact, in about 24 hours from now, we're going to see World Warrior #5 for Japan. This is the current rankings. Tokido is in the lead with 80 points, tied with Ibushigen. Then following along with Fudo, Kazunoko, Fenrich, then Goichi, Kakeru, and Moke. This is the composition of your top 8. So, with only one more qualifier left, will we see New Blood possibly take over one of the names, or will this be it? That's tough to call,
I want to see the
right?
points for the guys beneath. I'm going to go check that now. That must be insane. Like, you know, root for one of my guys, you know who. We'll see if you can bring it back.
I have to pick your brain on that. I want to figure out who you know who actually is, but I'll ask you via DMs. I definitely want to see what who your horse is in this pick in regards to World Warrior Japan.
I've got
There's
no
so many
favorites, man. I'm a
events.
commentator. I'm totally neutral, bro. Totally
オンライン
neutral.
プレミア日本大会は10
Well, we do have the Capcom Pro Tour registration now live for your respective regions if they have not been done already. Again, be sure to check it out. CapcomProTour.com is where you can find all the information at that. And again, we have so many people involved in restreaming some of these events. If you guys are a part of the Japanese region, obviously we have the restream going on with these two. They've been restreaming almost every one of the Capcom Pro Tours. At least I know one of them has actually, but the other I feel like we do have some very special guests that occasionally throw down and restream for the Capcom Pro Tour as well. But in the meantime, again, Haitani, he's going to be throwing it down with a smile each and every time for you guys in the land of Japan, alongside some of the commentators as well. We do have the official Japanese broadcast going on for the Capcom Pro Tour. You can follow it along at Capcom_esports, but again, you can primarily find it over at Capcom Fighters for every streaming platform. But again, it's been pretty exciting to see, man. It's been so unpredictable for these last couple of CPTs, right?
It's been incredible, man. It's been really back and forth. The first stage was I mean, just shocking, to be honest with you. Just shocking to see Good and Oja Body Star not qualify for the second stage. And in the second stage, to see CYCLOPS already just boom at the bottom with like hardly any results. And Kumamoto and FAV just flying at the top. It's a very new season. It's a new game, so we shouldn't be surprised. I have no idea who's going to take this. I mean, it's been so... The most consistent players are now not the most consistent players second time around. And it's a very long season. The Japanese version is so much different from everywhere else. So time will tell, but I'm excited to see the conclusion.
And we're getting very, very close to that, right? Week 3 already wrapped up. Until the next one, we'll see you there. Take care.